What's going on, everybody? It is your humble YouTube live stream host, Tim, back with another stream. As you can see from the title, a little tired, okay? A little tired work today. Long day at work. Well, average day at work. I'm not even going to say long day at work. I think sometimes we say a long day at work. It ain't even a long day. It's just an average day. Average day at work, but a tiring day. But I said, I want to get on here. I want to talk to the people. What up, CM? Want to get on here. I want to hang out with my friends for a little bit, you know, talk to the people for a little bit, and as always happens, I'm pretty sure my energy will pick up as we hang out, as we talk, as we have fun. Alfonso checking in. How you doing? Retired. What up? What up? What up? Angelo, excuse me. How you doing? How you doing? Let me get a sip of this agua real quick. I probably should splash some of that on my face. Wake me right up. B-boy, how you doing? It's Friday, folks, and it's Friday evening. That means we made it through another day. Now, for me, I mean, another week, excuse me. See, I'm already messing up. Made it through another week. Now, these days, a lot of us still work on the weekends, but for everybody who works Monday through Friday, congratulations. You get to take a little breaks, a little time off. Enjoy yourself. How you doing, Panda? Karen checking in as well. Hello. Christelle, hello, hello. Maryland in the building, a little snow. Okay, okay. We've been getting a decent amount of snow here in Montana. But today, since I walk a lot, I gauge how bad it is by the sidewalks. So like the snow don't really bother me; it's the ice. So today, the past couple days, it's been in the 30s and it's kind of been snowing a little, but the sidewalks are good today. So I'm in a great mood because the sidewalks are good. The ice, this morning they were okay, and like this afternoon, pretty much all the sidewalks were clear. Even though I did almost slip on the way home. Like right when I almost got home, I almost slipped. Right where like I was walking by a line of cars, like 10, 12 cars were lined up. And then that's when I was like, but it's funny to me. I always smile. Like whenever I almost fall, like in public, I just be smiling, but yeah, I think we're in that snow pretty regular mode right now in Montana, but it hasn't been that bad. So, you know, it's first Friday. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. Right. Okay. Is that something special? It is the first Friday. Did something special happen on that? On first Friday? Oh, just now got a little Domino's pizza on the way. I thought about getting Papa John's. Papa John's is running this buy one get one free special. But here's the problem: I keep buying one getting one free, and then I only eat one, and then like the next day I don't want pizza again. So I literally have like a whole pizza in the fridge from like 4 days ago. I'm not gonna eat it now. So I'm like it's a good deal, but excuse me, but like I don't eat it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Enjoy it. Enjoy your Dominoes. What up, Maria? It's raining in Raleigh. Oh, oh. All right, stay dry. Stay dry. Nick, what up? Just finished a 100-hour week. Dang. Okay. 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 So okay. 50-hour week, 100-hour Bible. Okay. Okay. I'm about to say 100-hour week. I'm surprised you awake. Type it in here. Cool. What up, Ricky? Thank you. I mean, I just keep wearing the same shirts over and over again, but thank you. Thank you. Bachelor Brad, love the name. What up? Oh yeah, B-boy. I've heard of First Friday before. I just don't know like what people do in honor of First Friday. But I've heard about it. But I'm like, what do people do to like celebrate First Friday? Leftover pizza is the best. Yeah, like I'll do a day. Like if I get pizza today, I would eat it tomorrow. But after that, I'm too. Yeah, it's good for about 2 days. Then it's like 3-day old pizza. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Bobby had some Popeyes chicken earlier. Okay, it's working on your stomach. Hey, hey, Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like I was eating fried chicken a couple nights in a row. Um, yeah, and I felt because I haven't eaten fried chicken in I didn't eat fried chicken probably all summer. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wondered next day. I'm like, why is my stomach's being weird? And I got the bubble guts, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm like, oh, it's that fried chicken. It's that fried chicken. Okay. Yeah, I didn't eat fried chicken like also. I was eating, you know, steak and sausage and rice and I wasn't really eating a lot of greasy stuff. So yeah. And when I was eating chicken, like I was just like air frying it. So yeah, my stomach was like, what is this? So I kind of stopped that. I was like, I don't want to go back down that road. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Scary Movie 6 is coming out. Oh, yeah, have fun. I don't think I've seen. I think I might have seen Scary Movie 1, maybe 2. I, maybe 2, maybe just 1. I didn't even know there was 5 already. Yeah, Nick, keeping it cozy. That cozy life, that soft life. By the way, that's the new thing, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when like the whole women came up with the whole soft life thing? There's a whole like male soft life thing too. I'm not sure I fully understand what qualifies as like a male soft life, but I think a nice cozy flannel is right up that alley. Okay. I'm not sure. Could be wrong. Let me know. You soft living guys, let me know. But I think a nice cozy flannel, hashtag male soft life. Balancing. What up? What up? What up? Happy Friday. Thank you. Starman, I appreciate that. Appreciate you saying you appreciate the content. I appreciate you appreciating the content. Thank you. Thank you. It is nice to be a part of a tribe, Ricky. It is. It really is. I mean, I think one of the most important things in life is finding some sort of tribe or tribes. We're social creatures. So, like, even a hardcore introvert like me, I appreciate my tribe, and the communities I'm part of. I mean, it may be virtual, it may not be in person. If it is in person, it might be once every 2 months, but I still appreciate it. Thank y'all for hitting the like button, by the way. Likes are looking good. What up, Antoinette? Cashmere sweater, Tim. You never know. You never know. Actually, I like the sound of that. Where they got good cashmere? Where they got good, inexpensive cashmere? You know what? No, where they got good cashmere? Hey, Jimmy T. Glad you could catch a live for the first live. Wow. Welcome. Welcome. Luis, glad we could cheer you up with the vids, man. That's why we do it. That's why we do it. Jose checking in with the update. November was a great month. Glad to hear it. Faced a temporary setback on your education journey, but all I could do is learn from my mistakes and move forward. Love that. Love that outlook. Love the outlook. December will be a great month. Yes, it's going to be a great month. It's already turned out to be a really good month. So let's go. Kamakiaza? It's not kamikaze. Kamakiaza. Thank you. You're welcome. What up, Bella? Cashmere is made of llama fur. Is all cashmere llama fur, or you can there's different types of fur can be used to make cashmere. I don't know about this stuff. I'm ignorant when it comes to fashion and things of that nature. Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you can get cashmere that's not made of llama fur, I'm probably gonna get the not llama. I'm probably not gonna go with the llama fur. But if it's all llama fur, well, what can you do? I don't know. Bobby had to stop at the Wawa, blow the bathroom up. Hey, sometimes you just gotta pull into the closest convenience store, gas station, garage, and handle business. No shame, no shame. No. So hey, sometimes you be trying to make it home. But man, I don't even really want to use a public bathroom. And then it's just like, but hey, I don't care no more. You go from I don't like using public bathrooms to where's you go from I don't really use public bathrooms to where is the nearest bathroom? I don't even care. It'd be something. You glad you found a name brand decent store. Sometimes you be driving and it's that gas station on the corner that nobody ever gets gas from because it's less a gas station than a trap house, but it's got a bathroom. Sometimes you got to go there. You get desperate enough, you eat enough of that Popeyes on an empty stomach. You may have to pull in there, go inside, ask for the key. You know what I mean? They're like, you got to buy something. I'll buy something when I get back. Give me that key. Okay. All right. I'm, Amanda, I'm in Montana. Yeah, I've been here a while, so nothing new. Just kind of enjoying being in the same place for a while. I was leaving at the end of the summer, but like a really good opportunity came up, so I'm still here. That's what I love about life being fluid, or living a life that's fluid. Is like, well, I guess everybody's life is fluid if they want it to be, um, on some level. So just I had plans to do something else, and then a really good opportunity presented itself, and I was like, you know what, I think I'll do that. So we here, snow and all, freezing temperatures and all. Did I ever watch Tall Guy Car Reviews? No, I don't think I did. What? Allison checking in from Memphis. What up? Oh, Cashmere's goat. I wonder why nobody said anything. People were just like, we're not even gonna. Cashmere's go. Okay, okay. One small thing that made your day better recently, being able to work with a really good friend. Colorado Rockies, what up? What up? What up? Kakako mom. Kakako mom. What up? What up? What up? Hey, shout out to Colorado, man. That's the state, man. Another state I really like, Colorado. Why would casinos be a taboo here? Nah, I don't like when I go to Vegas, I'd be in the casino. Like I just don't gamble much. Like for me, like I don't gambling just doesn't really hold that big of an appeal. Like I don't mind going to the casino and, you know, spending 50 bucks, see what happens. I don't mind like betting on doing some sports betting on like the championship game, or what I mean? Like I don't mind like when I gamble, I assume I'm gonna lose the money. So like if I go to if I'm in Vegas and I'm like, I'm gonna go to a casino, I'll if I throw out 50 bucks, if I can go around and play the slot machines, because that's all I do. If I can go around and play the slot machines and the other little games, and I can get a couple hours of fun out of that 50 bucks, I'm happy. I don't even like with like if I bet on a game, yeah, I'd like to win. But it's just fun to have a little skin in the game, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, betting is just the ideal of consistently betting, hoping to win. This isn't my thing. I'm like, why don't I just take that time and money and like invest it or work? Like, I don't know. But yeah, casinos are taboo. No, ain't nothing wrong with casinos. Yeah, as with everything, it's just like drinking. There's nothing wrong with drinking. Just like I can't drink. So I think there's some people who probably should steer clear of the casino. But it doesn't make it wrong or sin. It's just, I think we have to be cognizant of like how we interact with it. But I'll blow a casino bathroom up. What up, Trap? Missoula's cool. Amanda, Missoula's cool. I've been there. I don't think it's as nice as, like Bozeman or Big Sky, but Missoula, I mean, as someone who's lived in Bozeman, there's a rivalry between like the colleges. So like, I can't say anything too good about Missoula. But yeah, Missoula's all right. Hungry. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear you hurt your back. You've been bedridden for 3 weeks. Sorry to hear that. Are you healing up though? Oh, you okay? You finally started feeling improvement today. Nice, nice. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Years ago, a tree fell on my neck at work and fractured. If you rub back here in your neck, that little hump you feel like right at the top of your spinal column, it fractured that. So I was bedridden for like a month. And a good portion of that time, I had to have a neck brace on, not the metal crazy one. I thought I was gonna have to have that. I was freaking out. Just like a regular neck brace that like you get from the store. But for 3-4 weeks, I think it was like 3 of those weeks, at least 2 of those weeks. I think I had to have the neck brace on, maybe three. But just laying in bed, neck brace at your mama house. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was, which I'm glad mom's let me come through. That meant the world to me. That because if I had had to do it at home, ugh, but like, yeah, I get it. It's yeah, bedridden is not fun. I'm glad you're healing. Glad you're healing up. Glad to hear that. Portrayal, awesome, awesome. 300 something days off the soft. Let's go. St. Kitts in the building. Okay. Oh, where we? Yeah, oh, we're in the chat. Okay. Boom. Yeah, Nick, I love mountains and lakes. Lene, check it in. How you doing? Pelican like a little roulette. Okay. I mean, I think you either get Vegas or you don't. So yeah, a lot of people's like, why would I ever go to Vegas? Like, it's just. But I don't know. I like it. Like I said, I don't gamble much. I don't drink. I don't do no, whoring or nothing. all the stuff people go to Vegas for, or at least the vices. I don't really do. But like, I don't know. It's just a cool. I like seeing the hotels. Like, I love hotels. So like, to go and see like world famous hotels, that fascinates me. Like, yeah, I love going to Vegas. But I get why there's a lot of people who don't rock with it. But I don't know. I just, I like the hotels. I like the vibe. I like the people watch. Angela, how you doing? Good to see you. What? That's got to be the phone use. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, Nick. A tree literally fell on my neck. Like we were cutting trees and a limb fell on my neck. What up, Ellie? My week was good, Kevin. My week was good. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. I mean, Pelican Vegas has its good vibes and it has its not so good vibes, as with any city. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I think you go to Vegas, have an amazing time. But I think I notice a lot of the. I don't know. When I go to Vegas, I almost always go alone. The first time I went with my buddy Kirk. Shout out to him. Other than that, I go alone, and so I always notice the wolves, I like to call them. You know what I mean? Like, if you go with some people. I mean, you can go. I go by myself and I'm fine, but I always kind of notice the wolves because they'd be like, "Why is this dude walking by himself? Is he prey?" Which no, but I don't know. But yeah, Vegas is a vibe, man. I recommend Vegas to everybody. Like you'll be all right. But I don't know. I do notice sometimes, and I watch a lot. So like I think when people go somewhere with a group and they're all hanging out, so like you don't really notice. But I'm by myself, so I just be watching everybody, and so I notice I think more than most people would. I don't know, but yeah, Vegas is a vibe, man. Maya, you don't drink either? Yeah. It's definitely a life changer. There's a strip of north of Seattle, there's a strip of little casinos. Really? I don't know about that. Pelican, you should definitely travel, man. Definitely. Do I like Circus Circus? The hotel? I never stayed there. I stayed at the Luxor was on my bucket list. The Luxor was on my bucket list. So I finally got to stay there. Which it was crazy. I was coming from I think I was coming from the Grand Canyon, maybe. And I booked an Airbnb for a week in Lake Havasu. And I got there and the vibe was just weird to me. One of the only places I ever was supposed to stay and left. The vibe was off. And I left. And I was like, where can I go? Because I was like, I'm out. Like I literally checked in my Airbnb. I went and got some Arby's. I came back and I was like, I'm out. I mean, I didn't even unpack my suitcase. I was there maybe an hour, like legit. Messaged the guy. I was like, just something's off. I'm out. I was like, where can I go? And like Vegas was close enough because I don't really like driving at night too much. So like Vegas was close enough. I think it's a couple hours, 3 hours, something that I could get there, at a relatively, I think I got there like 9, 10 o'clock or something. I didn't have to drive too much in the dark. And I was like, you know what? I already lost a little money on that Airbnb. The guy gave me, I think he refunded me all the days except the weekends or something. So, I lost some money on the Airbnb canceling. Or maybe it was. I feel like he gave me more. He gave me a decent amount of my money back. Um, so yeah, but I still lost some money. And I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna go to Vegas, screw it. I'm just gonna spend some more money instead of staying in, the Four Queens where I usually stay off Fremont because they don't have a resort fee and it's cheap, but it smells like cigarette smoke throughout the whole place. I always forget that till I check in the room. Um, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay at the Luxor. It's on my bucket list. Me and my buddy Kurt, I mentioned, we went to a Blue Man Group show there. One of the only shows I've ever been to in my life. The first time I went to Vegas, and I was like, since that moment, it was on my bucket list to stay there. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. And it was a time of year where it was actually cheap, cheaper than normal. So I was like, I'm staying in the Luxor for like 3 nights, 2 nights, three, something like that. Couple nights, I'm at the Luxor. So that was, I don't know, like something that was started off as like a negative in the Airbnb and Lake Havasu not working out turned into a positive because like a few hours later, I'm in the Luxor, bro. Like I'm wheeling my suitcase into the pyramid. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, we here. Like it was pretty cool. Like I like that. I mean, it wasn't even that expensive. Um, and honestly, the room wasn't even. I was a little underwhelmed with the room. In case you don't know, a lot of the hotels in Vegas are old and they look they look a lot nicer on the outside and downstairs than they do in the rooms a lot. Anyway, but still, it was I like having things on my bucket list that aren't gonna take too much to do, but still when I finally get around to doing them, it's amazing. It was a vibe, man. It was a vibe. Hampton Inn is the best hotel to book. You must work for Hampton Inn. You must work for Hampton Inn. Um, I promise you someone in the chat will be like, "Not the Hampton Inn in my." See, here's the thing about hotels. A lot of them have different owners, right? Different groups own, like, you know what I mean? Like Marriott does not own all the Marriotts. There's different hospitality groups and things of that nature. So like you may love staying at Marriott's, but like all Marriotts aren't going to be the same because there's different people managing them, different people owning them. Marriott just lets them use the name. And of course, you have to adhere to certain standards to keep the name. But like that's why when everyone's like, "Oh, what's the one hotel you'd like to stay in consistently?" I'm like, I can't really pick one just because like there's certain hotels I can say the Element, um, Denver, the Element DIA, the Element Hotel by the Denver airport. I love that hotel, but I can't say Elements are the best hotels because like different people run different elements. So like it's hard for me to be like, oh, this is the best hotel chain because it's all different owners in different places and different management. Like, okay, moving on. Hey, we got some love in the chat. D Skizzle, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Some financial love. Super chat squad, thank you, D Skizzle. Said this Luxor elevators at an angle are wild. Yeah, I like those. I like those. Yeah, yeah. I saw a guy cleaning the glass outside last time I was there. Not a job for me. Yeah, the elevators. I never thought about that. So since it's a pyramid, like the elevators have to, because the elevator's not in the center, like the elevator has to angle, you know? I never thought about that till like I got in it and I was like, oh, this elevator is kind of weird. It's it's interesting. I mean, that alone is kind of worth staying at the Luxor just to get in the angled elevator, you know. But yeah, man. Overall, it was a great experience. I was a little underwhelmed by the room because I mean it is an old room, and I feel like housekeeping wasn't up to the standard I would have liked it to be. But yeah, it was cool, like being in the elevator. Like after I rode it once, I knew, but it was cool being in the elevator with people who didn't know and seeing them be like, well, it was pretty cool. D skills, I appreciate that love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Not sure I'd want to clean them either. I'm with you, Angela. I'll be glad when the holidays are over. When I started to become a philosopher, I don't know, Ricky. I think for me, it wasn't. Like it. I think a lot of things happen in life, or like when we start to transition into different chapters of our life. I don't think it's one moment you're this, and the next moment you realize you're this. You know what I mean? I think slowly start to transition into something. And then you look up one day and you're like, oh, I think I'm doing this now. So I don't know if I could put a pin when I started, really just kind of thinking differently and really getting into philosophy and then like really developing my own philosophies about stuff. I don't know if I could pinpoint a time. On some level, I think I always kind of was like that just naturally. But I mean, it probably had to be my mid 20s, maybe, when I think maybe started, maybe early 30s, maybe early 30s. I kind of started thinking. I remember when I first discovered like, motivational speakers and, personal growth and personal development stuff, like when I really got into that and like I discovered like stoicism. That was probably like my early 30s, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those videos that saying Vegas is hurting and I mean, yeah, the world changes. But here's my thing though, because I spent last time I was in Vegas, I was there for a couple months, maybe, at least a month. And before that, the year before, I was there for a couple months, I think. Vegas is turning into a sports town, so I think you'll start to see Vegas become more known for like sporting events and shows and everything than the gambling. I think Vegas is going to become a much more like. I mean, there's already tons of families living there, but I wouldn't be surprised if like 10 years from now, Vegas is like a family destination more for like, everybody goes and brings the kids and we take in the game and we go to concerts. I can see that being Vegas being more of an entertainment show, sporting event place than people be like, oh, we're gonna go there for a girls trip and gamble. Like I think it's transitioning, and I think the people who know are purposely transitioning it in that direction. Because I think that's a lot more sustainable for Vegas's growth, having more and more sports teams and things of that nature, more stadiums where you can have shows than just the continued gambling. Because like you can do that on your phone now, you know. So yeah, but I think the people who know are purposely steering it in a different direction. Hey, Super Bowl is gonna be your 1 year no booze anniversary, no booze anniversary. Yeah, Nick, I don't really have a favorite spot to stay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a nice concert at the Sphere either. Who, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a vibe. I might put that on maybe not my bucket list, but on my list. I have a bucket list and a list. Hey, Pelican, once you identify what you want to do, yeah, then it's just a matter of working towards it and doing what you got to do to start doing it. So you want to get out there and travel, just hey, all right, that's the goal now. From this moment on, you know, until we start achieving that goal, that's what we're headed for. And our decisions are going to be predicated on like, is this helping me reach that goal? You know? You remember the Luxor live streams? Did I do it? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did a live stream. Did I? I'm sure I did. I do a lot of I do a lot of live streaming. I've never been to Tahoe. It's the same in Atlantic City. Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, yeah, the hotel's been around for a long time. So, you know. Hey, we got some love down here in the chat. Hey, John, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. I like it. I like it. Ooh, ooh, get it, get it, get it. That's all y'all get. That's all y'all get. Two more. Okay. John, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate that love. Thank you so much. And for the, does he have a mustache? Arliss Islet. I'm always overanalyzing the thing. So thank you, John. Hey, and the man himself, retire and go. How you doing, sir? How you doing? Good to see you. Appreciate that love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. So wish you the absolute best, Tim. Life gets better with experience. We learn from mistakes. That we do. That we do. I can say I'm finally, I think, at a stage in life where, of course, I still learn from mistakes, but I'm not in class every day. You know what I mean? It's like before it was Mistakes University, MU. You know what I mean? And like that was, it doesn't help I'm stubborn. So like younger, still it's hard to tell me anything. But when I was younger, you couldn't tell me nothing. So like I had to learn it all. Mess up again. About the third time, I'd be like, okay, maybe this is a problem. But yeah, I firmly agree with you that, and the reason now I can kind of laugh about that is because I appreciate like when I learn that way, I know. Now I'm a little older, and when wise people speak, I'll take their word for some things. But like so many of the things I know in life, I know because I learned the hard way. So like you can't tell me. Nobody can tell me. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, bro. I learned this the hard way. I know this is true, at least for me. So yeah, yeah. And I wish you the best too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Super Chat Squad. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, if you haven't, once again, if you haven't checked out the Retire and Go channel, check it out. Amazing advice. If you want to know about minimalist travel through the world, Southeast Asia, Europe, check out the channel. Retire and Go. Good man there. Thank you. Where was he at in the chat? Okay. Hey, Bonet. Yeah, I fully share the same feelings. Yeah, I think a lot of us in this age range, you know, and I was talking with a friend of mine about this last night. I think our generation is special because we're really the first generation to come of age. Like the internet came in when we were late teens, maybe 20s. Like I think we're the first generation to really have the internet long enough to like be really, really comfortable with it reaching this age. I just think there's a lot of stuff that happened with our generation because the internet came in when it came in with us. And like, I don't know. I just see, I think we're able to see more people making videos like that. And I think maybe people felt the same way before, but like you just thought it was you. You know what I mean? But now with the magic of the interwebs, we can get on the internet and talk about it and hear from other people. We're all just like, yeah, and I think the world has changed. So I don't think the previous generations felt it like we do either, because I think it was a different world. I think a lot of our byproduct of like just being done, you know, is like the world. We're done with a lot of the changes that have happened in the world. Like it's just not the same. I don't think I would be as done if it was 1970. You know what I mean? Like, and so many of the things that we want in life were easily achievable. Not saying you didn't have to work hard back then, but you know what I mean? I just think there's a lot. The world is so different. So I think it's cool that we are so comfortable on the internet that like so many of us are starting to get on here and share our story. And we realize, oh, it's not just me. Something's going on here. You know what I mean? Or it's just like, hey, this you get to a certain age and it's just, bro, I just want to live, 1489. The grind don't stop tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow too. So, but happy Friday as well. That's one area, Antoinette, when I go to Vegas, I don't, probably because I go alone, but I need to hit some buffets, some buffets next time I go. What's for dinner? For me, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I might just eat rice. Felt like you remember the Super Chat Squad tray. Hey, we still get some of them. We just kind of have one. Dr. Jesse, last time you were at the Luxor, it was new. Oh, 1984. You walked into the place sideways. They didn't get it. They wasn't ready. You was too early. You was early. Nobi Media, thank you, thank you. Just checking in to show some positivity. Thank you. Watched your videos earlier in my sobriety. 2 years sober from alcohol, 1 year weed free. Nice, nice. I am doing well. I am doing well. That is awesome. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear about the sobriety. Nice. Thanks, Amanda. Johnny, what up? I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Yeah, I mean, the Sphere, yeah, it is. I didn't realize how popular the Sphere was. Um, and recently I just hear a lot of people talking about it. So I'm like, okay, they got one. Okay, Vegas got one. They got it. They got one. It's been a while. I mean, I feel like we've been hearing about the same hotels for ever. So they got a new one. That's good. What up, Jai? Yeah, I got a bucket list. Yeah, like I said, my bucket list is some things are like, like going to Japan is on there, but then I feel like I have smaller things on my bucket list, you know, that aren't a huge deal, but it's just getting around to doing them. Social, I don't I know for me, addiction wasn't a disease. I can't say that for everybody because it's possible for two people to be addicted to the same substance for different reasons. Um, I just don't focus on that part of it. You know, whenever I do videos about sobriety, fighting addiction, I just use my story and try to provide a little motivation. We could sit around all day arguing what it actually is. The point is, we're trying to stop. You know what I mean? So like, I jump right over why the whys and the what is, and let's get to how we gonna fix it. Now, if your process requires you figuring out exactly what's going on, I respect that. But like, I think sometimes we spend too much time arguing about the root cause instead of just like trying to, overcome the addiction. Like it is what it is. But yeah, it could be something totally different for different people. So, it wasn't a disease for me, but that doesn't mean it's not for someone else. So, KLE, one, thank you. Hey, thanks, John. Sig, I had a good week. Hope you had a good one. How was your week? You had a good week? Can't complain. Mo Show Chicago. What up? What up? Ricky, I literally talked to Travel Snacks last night. We talked for about probably close to two and a half, close to 3 hours. Yeah, I literally talked to Travel Snacks last night. And I told her, I was like, people keep asking about you. Yeah, like I said, that's the homie. That's the homie. You know what I mean? So yeah, me and if we don't talk, we usually talk once a month at least. Sometimes, she's been busy moving stuff. Sometimes, we don't. It may be a little long, but usually, like on a normal, we talk at least like once a month. Like, yeah, that's the homie, like for real. So yeah, Victoria, try not to give into your vices. It can be very hard. It can be very hard. It's I think we're really good at as a society pointing to other people's vices and like downing other people because of their vices. But like we all got them, and just because somebody's might not be as like someone else's might be more out in the open and more obvious, or the side effects might be more devastating, or they might have been at it longer. Don't mean we ain't all got our own. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and they rough sometimes. They can be rough sometimes. One of the reasons I'm such a big believer in like in positive things. Really just going out there and living your best unique life. I think that helps with the vices. I think that helps with the vices when we're doing other stuff that we really enjoy. That's not on the vice list. But I mean, they could be hard. And some of them aren't bad, bad, bad. Some stuff is just like, yeah, I could see this turning into something. Um, and then it's that matter of balance. Like, okay, how much is too much of this? But I mean, it can be tough. It can be tough. And it's just weird to me that we act like it's not. Like it's so easy to overcome vices, but we all have them and struggle with them, you know. Try one of your best friends help build the spirit. Oh, nice, nice. Rain, I mean, I personally haven't found that to be true, that most things end in disappointment. But I can't speak for anyone else's life experience, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff works out for me. A lot of, I don't, and I'm nothing special. A lot of my friends the same. We have our disappointments, we make our mistakes, but for the most part, things seem to work out. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah. Does it feel the same having 225,000 subscribers as 100,000? Um, feel the same in what way? You know? Like it's weird because like 100,000 was such a huge milestone that I don't know if I'll ever be able to like top that unless it was to hit like a million one day or even half a million. Um, so on some levels, it was like a bigger thing, because like that was a goal for so long. Um, but it does feel really amazing to when I hit 200,000 as well. But the thing is like I don't, especially since the internet changed, and the algorithms and everything changed. So I honestly don't. I feel very blessed. You know what I mean? But like you don't. It doesn't really occur to me on a day to day. You know what I mean? Like it's not something I really think about. Really, if I see the numbers change, I'm like, oh, more subscribers. It's cool. But it's not something that like I'm really so. This is at the forefront of my mind enough to where I would say it makes me feel any type of way. You know what I mean? Um, it's just very blessed. Hashtag blessed. I have not met the minimalist. I was supposed to. I was supposed to be on their podcast years ago, and I got sick and couldn't go. Um, maybe one day I'll have another reason to go back. But yeah, I was supposed to be on their podcast years ago, and it just didn't happen. But super cool guys. I kind of put them in a bind because they didn't have a guest that day. I literally had to cancel the day of. Like I was in the ER that night, and I had to call them that day and be like, I was in the ER, like literally. I can send you a picture. But super cool guys. Yeah, I'd love to meet them one day. Victoria about to work out. Okay. Like I just said, Ricky. Yeah, I don't know if anything will top 100,000. I mean that's the big milestone that I've been going after for years. So yeah, I don't know if anything will really top that. Like I said, maybe a million or something. Like I could see half a million and a million being close, but that first, you know, that first big milestone and the play silver play button, like that's huge. Getting my silver play button in the mail, that was huge, bro. Like that was huge. Like, yeah, yeah. Smooth, what up? Would I say that financial obstacles en route to your dreams is the universe's way of steering you in a different direction? Or is it gauging if you really want those things? I would say if I had to pick one of the two, more the latter than the former. Um, you know, and also too, I think, like it kind of depends how the financial obstacle manifests itself. But just me, like I think I would, I think it was more like, and a part of it, like there's so much that kind of goes into it. But like if I'm trying to go after a dream and everything's just falling apart, like if I'm trying to, this is my dream business and I'm just hemorrhaging money and nothing's going right. You know what I mean? Like I think there is that point where you have to ask yourself, like, is this viable? You know what I mean? There comes that point in any dream chase where you have to go, okay, let me stop. It's commendable I'm going after my dream, but let me stop and see like, Okay, you know what I mean? Do I really think this is doable? Do I really think this is the right path? Or maybe this is, I've tried and it just ain't working out. Maybe I should try something different. Or, sometimes there will be, I think like you can kind of tell if it's a dead end or if it's a detour, right? If it's a dead end or it's a detour. And a lot of times in life, I think you can kind of feel, okay, this might be just a detour. I can see my way around this one. But if it seems like you've got to a point, it's just a dead end and like nothing's working, nothing's happening, and like it's just not feeling like it's gonna go, that might be like, okay, let me try something different. But if it's just like, okay, like, sometimes you can tell, oh, this is just a hurdle. This is just a stumbling block. You know, this is a little detour in the road. I still got it. But some days it's just like, I don't know. And I think kind of we have to gauge between the two. I usually ask my friends, my life counsel, group of close friends, people I consider family. I'll just call them up and tell like, hey, this is what I'm going through. What do you think? Because right now I don't know. I'm trying to go after my dream and I'm gonna do, what needs to be done. But here's the thing too. Sometimes it's not this timing too. So it may not be you being steered in a different direction. It could just be like it's not time. It's not time. Things aren't working out because it's not time. And maybe, you figure some other stuff out, do some other things, go after some other goals, might circle back. And the some I've noticed in life, a lot of the things I go through are for the future. It's like I'll go through something, I'll be trying to do it, whatever. I'm like, why am I going through this? 2 years later, I realize why I went through that. Year and a half later, I'm like, oh, that was to show me this so I can learn this. So now I know so I can do this. The thing I was trying to do or something similar. Oh, I had to learn that in 2021 to do it now. So that could be it sometimes too, is just like we're learning what we need to learn now for like a later time when it's time, Like, yeah, life is interesting. Life is interesting. And that's why I'm so heavy on the philosophy, it all works out because like you start to see it all when you look at life from like that lens. I feel like you start to see how it all comes together. Whereas like if we just focus on the negative in the now and the pain and the suffering, it never comes together. But so much stuff in my life, I'm like, oh, that's why I suffered. Was to teach me so I can, oh, it's all coming, and then it's not as bad. Even looking at it in hindsight, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that did suck, but like I get it now. Yeah, like you really start to get it, start to understand how this all comes together, you know? Good question. Jeanette doing laundry, okay. Harem is tired but still feeling good. Let's go. Finland in the building. How you doing? Yes, I was about to get rid of my silver play button, and Travel Snacks told me not to. So shout out to her for that. Shout out to her for that. Yeah, because y'all know me. Like, even if I ended up getting rid of it, the moment and the memory will always be there. Nothing can erase that feeling when I got my silver play button. So like, I'm gonna keep it, but even if I had decided not to, I still would have the feeling. Robert checking in, Northern Cali. What up? April, just quit your job. Nice. Gonna cash your retirement, pay on your debt, start over. Let's go. Should I set a small amount for a new retirement fund? I think that's up to you, April. You know, I don't know, especially someone like me. I don't know if I'd be the right person to ask that advice, but I think it's up to you. I don't think it could hurt, but like, you might have other stuff you're trying to do right now. But I don't think either way it's a problem. But I'm just glad you quit the job. Let's start there. Glad you quit the job. Paying out some debt, starting over. See how exciting that is? See how exciting that is? Now you got new choices to make. A little nervous, but like, what I mean? Like it's you're living. Yeah, feel alive, making moves. I was watching Gary Vee the other day and he was just saying like we got to take more risk in life. And if we're never going to take any risk, we have an eye. You know what I mean? But like, I think getting to the life we really want, if we allow ourselves to like sit down and map out the life we really want, we're gonna have to take more risks than like the average person is willing to take. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Even scary, yes. Sometimes you're like, what did I just do? What am I doing? This is crazy. But like it's worth it. Like you feel alive. And everything doesn't always work out. No, but even sometimes when it don't work out, it's an adventure. Okay, now I got to figure this out, which is more fun and more exciting, low key, than when I was just living my, whatever rat race life, hamster wheel existence. And I think that's the part that people don't really understand is like, even if it doesn't go exactly according to the way you planned it, it's an adventure. Life is supposed to be adventurous. Just so I think we're supposed to take risks. We're supposed to like stumble, have to pick ourselves up. We're supposed to get the big payoff sometimes. Be doing things we can't believe we're doing. I can't believe this is my life right now. Like I love when people say that. I can't in a positive way. I can't believe this is my life right now. Like wow, like that's what it's supposed to be. Not just like, oh, let me find the safest path possible. Stay on that. I mean, if that's what you want in life, cool. But us around here, we try to get some adventure. Good luck, by the way. Moto, I don't believe really in like purpose. I think each one of us has unique goals and dreams and hopes and things we would like to do in this life. That I believe in, but I don't know if that's your purpose. Like I think I don't think we would ask about purpose in life if people before us hadn't talked about purpose in life. What people I see who are genuinely happy almost never ask what the meaning of life is. Sometimes they might say, "Oh, I think I found my purpose," but I think too that's because people have called it that before. I don't know if we have a set purpose somewhere. Like somebody wrote in a book, Timothy Ward's purpose is to, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's how it works. I just think there's things that if we do, we'll enjoy life more. So I think we should do more of those. But I could be totally wrong. We could all have. I don't know. I didn't get a memo. So I don't know. I just you know think we should live our lives. Dynamic. How you doing? How do I keep expenses low when traveling across the United States? I'll be honest with you, James. When I first started traveling, I was very keen on like I even called my other channel Frugal Travel Guru. I was very keen on like doing it as cheaply as possible. I quickly found out that that was not the route I wanted to continue to take. So like I do best practices like, book flights and travel on Mondays and Tuesdays. Book flights as far in advance as possible. Like those basic travel hacks that pretty much everyone else knows. But beyond that, I don't really set out to keep my expenses low. I look at it this way, and I think this came from having an abundance mindset, reading books like this. By the way, we just hit 100 likes. Thank y'all. Um, it more from me being like, oh, I need to be in the cheapest hotel, and I need to travel on the cheapest manner. I kind of just as I got more of an abundance mindset, I kind of just wanted to figure out a ways to have the financial abundance I needed to do the things I want to do. And that's kind of where I'm still at with it. Like I don't set out to be in the cheapest. Like when I go to Thailand, I love the fact that like, okay, things are inexpensive. But even when I'm in Thailand, like I don't stay in the cheapest places. You know what I mean? Like I just like to travel and I try to do it in the manner that feels right. Um, and the more I focus on that, the more I'm able to do that. Like literally, once I started being like, hey, I'm not going to stay in the $60 a night hotels. I'm going to stay in the $100 a night hotels because the $60 a night hotels were scary. I stopped having to worry about it as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember one time I was taking a road trip, um, and I was gonna be gone. It was when I was in Montana before. I was gonna be gone for like a week, and I was in my Prius and I was traveling around, and the week was up, and I was like, I don't want to go home, but I was like, I really can't afford to stay out another week. You know how like you have the money, but you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't. And I was like, you know what? I'm not ready to go home. I have the funds. Instead of me worrying about like, oh, well, if I spend them, what am I going to do? I'm like, I'll spend them. I'll stay out another week or so, and then I'll figure it out. And guess what? That's what I did. Like honestly, I didn't even think about the money anymore until later when I was like telling the story. I was like, oh yeah, I did. I was worried about that, and then nothing. So like that's kind of how I look at it. Like I said, I'll get a deal when I can, but mainly I just try to, I think sometimes we spend more time trying to like do something cheaply instead of trying to like just earn a little more money. Like if I'm being honest, I think we've been programmed scarcity mindset, poverty mindset. I think sometimes we've been programmed to be like, how can I do it cheap? Not there's anything wrong with that, but I think sometimes we naturally go to that as opposed to being like, hey, how can I make a few more dollars so like we can go to Europe for 2 weeks instead of 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I try to focus on. It's just like, what am I trying to do? How do I get the money to do it in a manner that like feels right? Cool. Jose, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Thank you, Jose. Said Tim to December being a good month. Yes. To keep following my inner guidance in 2026. Hey, you did it all 2025. You did it all 2025. You kept us updated every month. I can't believe it's almost 2026. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna do it in 2026. And yeah, I think December's gonna be a good month. December's gonna give you a good month, and I'm excited to see what 2026 does. I'm excited for it. So thank you, Jose. Appreciate that. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you. We here. April feeling free. Yes, dude, that feeling free is awesome. CK, I definitely would take your manager's advice and look into a 401k. Um, but like look into it, do your research. I think a lot of people just sign up and go along with it, which I don't think it hurts, but I would look into it. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I sign up for them, sometimes I don't. Did I? I think my last job I didn't, but a couple jobs, I mean, and then like a couple jobs I worked at for a year or so. Um, you know, they start when I moved on, I kind of had forgotten. And so, they send you information like, oh, I got some money in my 401k, you can cash it out. So I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's nowhere near as good as pensions. But I mean, once again, I think is not always the best option for everyone, especially if like your employer contribution match isn't high at all. Because you can just take that money and invest it yourself. So, but sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. But yeah, I would definitely look into it. Lenny, you're setting to get your life insurance license. Nice, nice. It'll be a remote jobs. You can work from home anywhere. Still travel. Let's go. Travel. Yes. Oh, figuring out how to survive as a single mom again is freaking me out. But everything will work. I love the attitude. I love the attitude, the positive outlook, Lene. And I can't even imagine. With the the thoughts that must be going through your head and you know what I mean? Like I can't even. So we gonna pray. What I'm trying to say is prayers. We all gonna be praying for you. It's all gonna work out. I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, like for real, for real. And good luck with the life insurance license. That sounds like a lot of. Is that hard? Is it hard? Like is it a bunch of tests? One test? I never heard about that. I don't know how that works. But I'm telling you, we're gonna be praying for you. You got this. We're gonna be praying for you. Our prayers are powerful. I don't know about everybody else's prayers, but around here we got powerful prayers. Y'all gonna see? Okay. Mhm, mhm. Thank you, CR, for reminding us about the Bible. And here's the thing. And this is just my opinion, so it means nothing. But it's my channel, so I have to share it. I definitely think the Bible is one of the holy books out there, but there's lots of holy books. So there's lots of books with guidance about how to live your life. One of the biggest lessons I learned in life was that there are more than just one. There's more than just one book, right? At least for me. And that was very, as someone who grew up believing like there was one supreme book, it was very eye opening to be like, there can be other good books. There can be other books that, speak to you the same manner, and I know a lot of people don't believe that. They think it's sacrilege. But for me, that was very, I mean, like, why would the divine limit itself? That's a very human thing, if you ask me. She'll be one. Why, like, why would I limit myself to one book? Like, that just seems like like if I'm trying to impart something to everybody, why not put it in all the books or in a bunch of books? Why put it in one book? I'm just saying these are just things I could be totally wrong. I'm just saying these are the things that I think about that have actually helped me out in life. I didn't bring this up. I didn't bring this up. CR brought this up. I didn't bring this up. But I'm just like, why just put it in one book when just why not let it out of the mouth of babes? Out of the mouth of babes. See, this is what happens. I start. This is where I get in trouble. This is where I get in trouble because I'll be talking about something totally different, and then somebody say something, and then they don't understand. They don't realize that I read the book, so I can with the, I can, and then I get in trouble. Okay, we're moving on. Moving on. You know, have I thought about living in a van or RV? I lived in an RV once. It was stationary though. It really wasn't for me. Currently, I don't know if van life is a thing for me, but I'm not gonna say never. But I'm kind of enjoying four walls, in a toilet. But I'm not gonna say never. Gigi Lord, love this question. So how can I forgive myself after yelling and going crazy at my friend? It happened yesterday. She forgave me, but the amount of guilt is killing me. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is not the advice most people. I wouldn't call it advice. This is not the what most people would say right now. You're supposed to be feeling the guilt you're feeling now, right? And now take it from someone who's done so many similar things and worse. When you do something in life bad, wrong, out of pocket, if you're a decent person, you're gonna feel the guilt the next day. You'll probably be feeling guilt for the next week, maybe the next month. That's natural. That's okay. And here's the thing, there's no way around that. So a lot of times, like, oh, how do I forgive myself? Because you think if I forgive myself, the pain and the guilt will go away. No, that's not actually what happens with self-forgiveness. Once again, a lot of it's a good thing because it shows you're a decent person. You just have to wear that. Like, there's no getting around it. You did something wrong. You hurt somebody. You was out of pocket. You was out of pocket. Now, will the pain subside over time? Yes, especially since your friend forgave you. And so y'all probably, I'm sure, get back to being friends and you'll forget about it. The day will come you don't even think about it. But while it's still fresh, while the wound is still fresh, it's gonna hurt. But but that's a good thing because the next time you get worked up and you're about to get out of pocket, talking to myself here as well, you'll remember it. Every day you probably won't, come a time you won't even think about it. But the next time you and your friend, and you about to, you'll be like, oh, or your friend will give you that look like, oh, we doing that again? You know what I mean? So and I think that's why we have it is because we were talking about this earlier. It's a learning moment. It's a learning moment. Like you didn't know how guilty you would feel, how bad you would feel if you popped off at your friend until you pop off at your frat. Now you like, oh, nah, I ain't trying to do that no more. Like I said, take it from someone who's yeah. That's how we learn to not do stuff anymore. Because there's a lot of stuff in the moment you just want to do it. I don't care. We learn over time, like, nah, man, I'm not even trying to, you know, hurt my friend like that. I don't want to feel guilty for a week. Oh, you know what I mean? But in the moment, the next day, we just have to wear it. Like there's no way around it. Like, but like I said, I think it's a good thing because it shows like you're a decent person. How can we have an abundant mindset while living frugal or on a tight budget? Um, I like to focus on the fact that the universe itself is abundant. Okay. And here's the thing, we see examples of abundance around us all day long that have nothing to do with like money. Like the universe is abundant in general. And it can be financially abundant too. Yes. Um, but it's abundant in general. For example, like you've never had to worry about like oxygen unless you were trying to like scuba dive or something. You know what I mean? Like there's just there's just endless oxygen. The sun rises every day, sets every night. Like that's those are forms of abundance. There's air, there's water. You know what I mean? So like I try to focus on like, oh, in general, it's an abundant universe. Right now, my coins may not be, you know, where I might want them to be or where they're going to be, but like it's an abundant universe. There's just overabundance of everything. Even the things that seem scarce, you'll notice is usually because humans are hoarding it, you know? And so when I think on that, I'm like, oh, if like the very air I breathe and all this other stuff is freely given in abundance, why couldn't there be abundance when it comes to like money and finances? Because that's just a man-made thing. Like that's easy for the universe. Men made money, like we came up with money. That's easy for the universe to do. You know, it can keep you know what I mean? It keeps the universe going. And money's, so it's like, and the more like I just feel like that's the way to like because a lot of times if we're focusing on the reason why, if we're focusing on what we see as a lack of abundance, that's a scarcity mindset, right? If you're just like, oh man, I got to be on this tight budget, I don't have a lot of money, da, 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 that's the scarcity. So we have to focus on something else. We're at the moment, I feel like we'll allow ourselves to see the abundance. And I firmly believe that like that bleeds over into the financial space. Because like when you just genuinely believe in abundance, I think you start to see more of it all through your life. I know some people are like, Tim, that's you're taking it too far. That's woo woo hippie talk. I just say try it. Just try it for a month. See what happens. Okay. If nothing happens, fine. I'm whatever. But like try it. That's all I'll say. Try it. Try it. I just say try it. Oh, it's just one test to go through the life insurance. Like, okay, okay, cool. Oh, you'll ace that then. GG Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Super Chat Squad, thank you, thank you, I appreciate that. Said hi, let's go, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's abundance, right? Thank you, appreciate that, thank you so much. Super Chat Squad, let's go. Hype, we in here. Trying to decide if I want dinner. What would I want for dinner? I might just have rice for dinner. And just finally off work. Okay. What up, John? Good to see you. That's a good point, Fist. Men and women walked the earth before any of the books. That's a good point. That that's actually a really good point. I like that. I'm start using that one. I'm start using that one, Fist. Thank you. That was actually. Hmm. I like when somebody hits me with something I never thought of. I didn't think of. Michelle, how you doing? John getting bison meat. Okay. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. They ain't ever had bison, bro. Bison is good. James, I mean, a ton of my old videos are up still, but I don't know. I might one day turn memberships on, and the only perk would be all the videos are available to members. I might even take some videos from other channels that are private and put them on here and make them members only. I might do that. Like, it'd be like 4.99 or something. Like, it's just, hey, if somebody want to see them all, cool. Um, I might do that, but yeah, I don't know. Most of the videos on this channel that are private, there's a reason. Like a lot of the live streams are unlisted just because there would be too many videos, and the less videos, like I think the easier it is for the algorithm to point someone to the video that's best for them. But if you got like, I would much rather you have 500 videos and the algorithm have to pick between those than like 2,000 videos. You know what I mean? Like it just more eyes on more of the better videos as opposed to like eyes on like individual video. You know what I mean? So like that's why the live streams are a lot of them are unlisted because there's just so many of them. And so the algorithm has to like try to weed through all of them to find the best one for each person. So I don't know, but maybe one day. Yeah, have an option. John, glad to hear that. You got a job interview on Wednesday, Jose? Okay, okay. I love the attitude. If it's for you, you'll get it. If not, you'll find whatever is. And like even when if there's something I really want to happen, that's how I pray these days because I do pray. And I'm like, hey, if this is meant for me, let it work out. That way, if it doesn't, I'm like, okay, it must have been meant for me. Let's find the next one. Any advice for someone having doubt about going into a new chapter in life? I'm about to leave everything behind to travel throughout South America. Nice, nice. I would say, Motor, that's normal. You're supposed to have doubts. Like you're leaving everything behind to travel South America. You're going to have doubts. You're going to wake up some mornings and think you're crazy, but you're also going to be like super excited. Like obviously, you really want to do it because you're doing it. So like, but having doubts is normal. Anytime we're embarking on something major in life that we've never done before, we're gonna have doubts. Like I don't think we have to really fight the doubts. You just have to just do it. You know what I mean? Like it's something you want to do. You're already setting plans to do it. All you have to do is just do it. And you can have doubts the whole time leading up to it. You can be scared, petrified, whatever, but you just have to do it. So no matter what, if you just get through it and hop on that plane and end up in South America, you're fine. So like the doubts are okay. Yeah, we just don't let them stop you. That's it. Like that's the one goal. It's just don't let it stop you. Other than that, I mean, you can have new doubts every day. You just be like, I'm still doing it though. What about this? What about that? I don't know. I'm still doing it. Because most of the things you're doubtful about or worried about, you're not going to be able to do anything about until you know what I mean? Well, what happens if this happens? What happens? You're not going to be able to do anything about it until you take the trip. So, you know, not saying that it's easy. I trust me. I know it's scary, but like if it's something you really want to do, you can do it scared. You can do it with doubts. But here's the thing, as you do it, the doubts lessen because you're doing it. So beforehand, there's a million things that could happen. What about this? What about that? Blah, blah. But like as you're doing it, there's only a finite amount of things that could actually happen. There's only 24 hours in a day. Right? You know what I mean? So it's just like once you start doing, a lot of that goes away because like you're in it now. But beforehand, yeah, we're just naturally gonna have all these, what about this? What about that? Da, da, da. Everything that could go wrong. We're trying to come up with a plan. How do I nah, we just have to do it. We just have to do it, you know. South America. Let us know how that goes, by the way. Silman, how you doing? Oh, Gigi, you're welcome. You're welcome. Bison ribeyes, let's go. CR, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. The books we've written about those exact people. The books were written. Oh, you're saying the the books were written about the people who came before the books. But here's my thing. What happened with the people before the book? Like the people before the books, how did they get saved? If you need the book. Or were they just the unlucky ones who, because the book wasn't there, they didn't get to be saved? Or did something change to where, like, beforehand you didn't need the book, but now that there's the book, you need the book? Because, yeah, some of the most known, most faithful people are in the book, but they didn't have the book. You got to think about these things. We got to think about these things. Had a book, beat a book. Don't beat a book, read the book. Don't read the book, beat a book. Okay, all right, moving on. What up, Martin? Jose said, I'm gonna travel more in 2026. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. What up, Michael? My zodiac sign? Nobody ever guesses. Nobody ever gets it right. I don't believe in it anyway, but nobody ever gets it. Even if I was thinking about believing in zodiac signs after being on the internet and nobody ever guessing it, I'm like, I don't believe in this stuff. Krista's photo, what up? Hope you had a good week too. My week was good. D Jackson in the chat. I said, I'm tired. I'm tired. Well, Ricky, you get it because you know me, but like nobody else ever gets it. Oh, what you saw, yeah, it doesn't count, GG, because Ricky had already said it. Doesn't count unless you guess before that. But typically nobody ever guesses it, so definitely not an Aries or Aquarius. Yeah, I don't believe in. I don't know. Like it's just not something I don't like the idea. I'll admit I don't like the ideal that like just because I was born at a certain time, I'm gonna act a certain way. That's just me. That's just me. Um, I now if she's fine enough, will I sit and listen to her ramble on about zodiac signs? Sure, sure. If she cute and I'll listen. I might even ask a couple questions if she fine enough. But beyond that, I don't really, you know. Oh no, see, are you? I mean, I respect the answer. I respect the answer. I had a comeback, but I don't want to go too far down that road. Um, but you know, it's because yeah, at the end of the day, especially when you're dealing with the Old Testament, it comes down to whether you believe it or not. So like, it's hard to have a discussion if someone believes like this actually happened, and someone believes like, oh, these are kind of stories and parables. So you can't really discuss because you come to that impasse of like the one person's always going to be like, that wasn't real. The whole world didn't get wiped out except for one family. And the other person can be like, yes, it did. It's like you can't really have a discussion once you get to that point. What is my level of fine? You mean how fine am I? 10. No, I'm just, I'm just, oh, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand the question, Bobby. Are you saying like, what do I consider fine? I'm one of those interesting people that like, I find a lot of women attractive that other people don't because I look beyond the ideas of what society tells me is attractive. So like, there'll be a lot of women I'm like, dang, like, there's something there. And my boys be like, what? Or dudes be like, what are you talking? I'm like, bro, I just don't see it. You know what I mean? The same outlook I put with like everything in life. I have kind of that similar same outlook with women in attractiveness. Um, so it's like, yeah, I'm not just gonna look at someone in like that same superficial kind of. Not to say I don't find all that attractive, but like there sometimes it'll be sometimes it's that, but sometimes it's not. Something I'll just like there's something I don't know something about her and dudes. What are you talking about? I'm like, bro, like I like sometimes I can't. You just have to see it. Like, I don't know. So I don't have a set type, any of that. Like if she fine, she fine. Like and I don't really try to define it or she fine, she fine. If I want to, just sit there and listen to her talk about zodiac signs, I may not be able to put my finger on what's so fine about her, but it's obviously something. But I enjoy I like being that way. I wouldn't want to like just have a set type. Nothing wrong with that. But I enjoy like finding beauty in all different types of women. That's probably why I stayed so single because it's hard to, when you're a connoisseur of something, you're always going to want to look. You're always going to, you know what I mean? So it's hard to just be like, oh, that she's the one when there's so many amazing women in the world. Who was born on the 5th of November? Me? No. No. I like to let people, talk about what they're interested in. I respect some people have boundaries, but I ain't talking about that. There are some things I would be like, I don't really talk about that. But I like to let people talk. I mean, here's some game, folks. You want someone to be attracted to you, let them talk about what they want to talk about, as long as they want to talk about it. Fellas, free game. My young boys, my nephews, I'm giving free game. Y'all not gonna listen. I'm giving free game. Just let her talk about what she wants to talk about for as long as she wants to talk about it, and pay attention. That's the part they're not gonna get. And pay attention, and let her know you're paying attention by asking questions, by looking her directly in the eye and be like, "Okay, but what like genuinely, like you don't. It doesn't have to be something you're interested in, but you can be interested in it because she's interested in. It. Like, don't fake it. Like, be a part of the conversation, but let people talk about the things they want to talk about. I'm telling you, man, we be messing up because we be trying to talk, tell her stuff about it. Just let her talk, bro. Simple. Oh, I gotta have game. Just let her talk. Say something sweet. Say something cool every now and then. You really you need about 5 good things whole date. 5 good things to say the whole date. Dudes, we be trying to like, oh, I gotta wow her over with my wit and my charm and all this, that. Just let her talk. Pay attention. And next time you talk to her, bring up something she talked about last time. Oh, by the way, whatever happened with you and that girl at work who was bothering you? I don't have to be single. I just be single. Right there. Right there. Right. Somebody will come back. Somebody will come back. Tell them I tried that. Went on my date. Couldn't believe this girl was feeling me. I gotta go. We're going out again. Oh, okay. 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 Kevin taking notes. Okay. Gigi, I don't tell my birthday just because it's the internet. I used to. I don't tell it now. Arla's birthday's on the 5th, Lenny? Okay. All right. Shout out to Arla. Yeah, see, I know pay attention. How are the women in Montana? The women in Montana, Nick, are like the women pretty much everywhere. You know, I don't really. It has not been my experience from traveling that anybody is really all that different. You might run into like different cultures and different. There's differences wherever you go, but like people are people. Like that's why you see me push back so much from people having this, oh, I'm gonna go to this country, I'm gonna go to this place, and I'm gonna get me a woman automatic. It's like, bro, you still gotta put in the work. She still gotta like you. I don't know. But yeah, women in Montana are good, like everywhere. Kevin said, thank you, welcome. We teaching them one day. Like that's the problem. Like I'll be free. Like in life, I think sometimes we don't pass along the lessons enough, you know. And sometimes just like, yeah, I'm just, that because, and I remember that because that was something that was mind blowing to me when women would say, I'm wanting them to say something, when what was it that attracted you to me? Or you ask some stuff, something similar along those lines, maybe a little, pillow talk, and I'm all wanting it to be something, you know, maybe a piece of my anatomy or something, something cool, right? And so many times it would be like, you really listen. I'd be like, can we put that as like third? That could be top five, but give me some. So you really, I'm like, well, then I'm like, what? Well, then later, you get older, you're like, wait a second, that's good. You know what I mean? Because I can do that, right? I can listen. So if like women is feeling that, I'm in. I'm good. Okay, Moda, thank you. Super Chat Squad, that is love. Thank you. Super Chat Squad, the building. Said I appreciate the advice. Tim, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, I'm glad to hear that. See, people listening. People listening, and you're welcome, Moda. You're welcome. Thank you for the donation to the Freedom Fund. Let's go. I mean, when you unk, you gotta put it out there. I have never been fly fishing, CR. I see a lot of people doing it. Fly fishing is pretty big here in Montana, certain parts, but I've never done it. Would I date a single mom? Sure. Yeah. I mean, like the kids would have to be like the situation would have to work. So I don't, if the kids was, I don't want to say if the kids were bad. How do I word this? If the kids weren't type of kids I get along with, um, or like the situation just have to work. But yeah, I wouldn't. I don't discriminate. Like if it's that and it's a good situation, that would not be a hard no just because she had kids or a kid. Like just have to be the right situation. Yeah, Ricky. I mean that's smart too. Like we want people. We want to be around people who want to be around us. You want to spend our time with people who really genuinely want to spend time with us. And so, like, yeah, if all you're giving off is not boots energy, if that person's not just looking for that and they want more than that, it's not gonna work. And that's not to say that like that ain't gonna cut. See, that's the problem. Like this was my problem when I was younger too. Was like I was always trying to get to that right away. And that was what my buddy Jesse, shout out to him. Um, he told me one day, he was like, Tim, you don't have to sleep with him like right now. I'm like, huh? He's like, bro, like just hang out. Bring her back to the crib. Tonight we're not doing nothing. We're just all gonna hang out. What about, watch a movie? Boom. He's like, give it a couple days. If she's feeling you, it's gonna happen. He's like, you don't have to, because I was, you know. Um, See, I got OGs who gave me the game, but like, yeah, when I was younger, I didn't. I was just like, I got it. He's like, bro, just chill, just you coming off desperate, bro. Like, calm down. Like, get to know her. Like, you might not even want to knock boots. Where did that even come from? I don't know. Rick is, I don't mind getting friends on, which I think that's a power move too. When you're like, I don't really care. Like, I don't really care how this turns out. Like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. And that's a power move too. When you genuinely don't care. If you're like, hey, I can meet someone and this could go further, and or I could tomorrow night be back at the crib by myself watching my shows. I don't care either way. I'm good either way. Power move. Power move. Hey, Army Marine, apply for 6 seasonal jobs today. Nice, nice, nice. Glad to hear that. Maybe there's someone there I can let. Oh yeah, you already know that. You already know that. I already know. You go get to a seasonal job, and yeah, you go. I told that's enough. I told everybody. You get up in the mountains, fellas. You get up in the mountains. Take her on a hike. Ask her to go on a hike with you. It don't got to be nothing crazy. Don't got to be one of them out in the middle of nowhere hikes. Hey, you want to go for a hike? That if she says yes, and it's just the two of y'all. Now you may have to hike with her and her friends first. But like, if you go on a hike with you by yourself, and she know you feeling her, dudes don't want to do. Oh, I'm gonna take her to. I'm like, bro, just take her on a hike. It's free. If the hike goes well, then you go to dinner. Y'all both tired. She don't want to cook that night. Hey, you want to just go into town and grab something to eat? I'll get it. You know. Kevin taking notes. Scram, yeah. I mean, and like, but you have to actually be in that spot. But what's crazy? I'm seeing more and more people, and maybe just because dating has gotten so much more difficult, and we're all trying to figure it out. I'm seeing more and more people getting to that place where like they're good either way. Like we're finding alternatives, and I honestly think that like long term that might help us when we finally figure out how to meet people. I think that might be helpful because we're finding alternatives to having to date or having to have a partner. So that I think when the right one comes along or someone we could like, it'll be a lot less pressure. And I think people just be going into it like, and then it's easier than like when you expect that if I'm not with somebody, there's something wrong with me, da, 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 da. Then once again, there's more of that desperation. I got to find somebody, or people think I'm weird. No, when you just like, I don't care either way. He's cute. Let me go talk to him. She's, whatever. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think that could make it easier, Maybe on the back end of all this dating turmoil, it'll get easier. 10 years from now, I'll be like, hey, social media and dating apps was the best thing that ever happened because it screwed the game up so bad, none of us care anymore. And now we can just walk up to people and talk to them. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Kevin, I'm probably the worst person to ask about that. I always never see the signs. I mean, sometimes, but typically, that's why like I appreciate women who just come out and say it. Be like, bro, like, what do you want? What are we doing here? But historically, I've always been like not seeing the signs. And then people have to be like, hey, she feeling you. I'm like, her, really? They're like, you this. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe you're right. Historically, I've been bad about that. I don't know. I just maybe it was low self-esteem, part of it back in the day or whatever. Which I still, that's gonna be a lifelong thing of working on. I mean, we're getting better, but I want to, but yeah, historically, I've always never saw the signs or saw them late, you know. Angela, whether you're alone than settle, let's go. That's what I'm saying. I think more people are getting there too. It's just like I just do me because I'm not just gonna settle for what. So I'm misery, like, you know what I mean? That's what I never really understood about settling is like, obviously this isn't what you want. So, 30% happiness is okay. Like, I just feel like for me, I just feel like the negatives that came with settling would be greater than the positives that came with settling. So I'm like, why would I ever settle? Because like, what am I getting out of it? I'm not getting enough out of it to make it worth it. Maybe some people do. I don't know. Albuquerque in the build. What up, Rick? Any wisdom to impart on striking balance between leisure, doing nothing, and being creative, productive? It's challenging for me to find that balance sometimes. Rick, what do you find like what side do you tend to err on? You know? Because for me, like, and here's something too. Like, sometimes I honestly think it should just come down to like how you're feeling. You know, if you feel like doing nothing for a while, do nothing. If you feel like being, you wake up one Saturday morning and you feel like being productive, be productive. You know, I think that's the ultimate balance is when we just kind of listen to our body, listen to our, I don't feel like doing nothing today. I'm not going to do anything. Or, oh man, I'm in the mood. Let's get it done. Let's go. I think a lot of times we already have the idea, excuse me, that we should be being more productive. And so that's what bothers us sometimes. It's not that like anything bad happened, you know. A lot of times we go 2 months without being productive, creative at all. Nothing bad happened. But in our minds, we're like, oh, I should be being more productive right now. Why? If something's telling you just want to lay on the couch, just lay on the like. Now, if we're not actually handling business, that's different. But that we get this in society, I think, has put this in us that we need to always be being productive. Why? Like, if the bills is paid, if I'm good, the churn got food, like, what do I need to be productive right now for? Because actually, at the end of the day, like sometimes like rest is the most productive thing you can do. Like since we don't see it, we don't realize like just how powerful and just how productive like rest is. How powerful just like doing something you enjoy. I like watching football. I'm gonna sit here and watch football. That is productive in its own right, you know? So I think we kind of have to analyze like, am I really, do I really need to be more productive and creative? Especially if it's just like creative. Like if you're just thinking like, oh, I need to create, you know? Um, but like, yeah, if we're like being genuinely like lazy and not handling business, that's different. But like, I don't think we ever have to be creative and productive if in the moment like we don't want to be. Like, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. Mhm. Life keeps going, you know. Nice. Lene said, I'm going to embrace being single, focus on me and the kids. Let's go. Let's go. And then that's when that man going to walk past you on the street one day. No, I'm joking. No. You can be like, you know what? I focus on these kids long enough. Excuse me. No, I'm joking. I respect that, Lene. I respect that. Yeah, Angela, I do think, sometimes people are scared to be alone, so they're with someone, and I can't I don't fully understand that because I'm not that type of person, but I can understand it, you know? But I just feel like, I don't know, it's just like, doesn't the fact that, like, this isn't the person for you bother you? Like, that would keep me up late night, I'm like, "This ain't even my person, bro, like, why am I here?" And maybe they do, I don't know. I don't know about that one, CR. Hey, if that hey, uh, I don't know about that one, but, I mean, whatever works for you, you know? Cloud, respectfully, I'm not gonna do any pen paling, um, respectfully. So it's not something I'm really interested in talking about again because we've been over this several times, respectfully. So I'm probably not gonna respond to any comments about it again, respectfully. T- t- thank you, Angela. You said it. I wasn't gonna say it. I'm not gonna speak for women. Thank you, Angela. Angela's right there. Angela's right on it. I didn't have to say it. Once again, just because someone says take notes, don't mean you probably should take notes. But take note of who you're taking notes from. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, I forgot. I got lost in my head for a second. Hey, you're welcome, Rick. Thanks. Someone at your Black Life. How you doing? Kevin, I started losing my hair at 19. That's why it's not something that bothers me. That's why, like, sometimes I forget. Like, I genuinely forget, and I'll like my hair will get high and it'll look crazy, and I forget because I don't even think about it. Most of the time, like I don't. Because yeah, I started getting this. I started getting the horseshoe at 19. So it's been my pretty much my whole adult life has been something that's been there. So like, which I kind of like that better. I feel like it would be a lot more traumatic if like at 35 I started losing. Like I had a full head of hair until I was 36. Then it started to go. I probably be like, oh, but since I never had like a nice hairline since I've been out of high school, it doesn't really bother me. You know what I mean? Like I just be like, okay, and once I can shave it. So hey Johnny, John's stacking up for Johnsy, stacking up. Let's go. Happy Friday. Cloud, I don't I do believe Jesus existed, yes. I have no reason to not believe in Jesus. Gravity, I don't know. I don't know if it's a cold, honest truth that not everyone can succeed. I genuinely don't know. Um, and I wouldn't ever care to know because that gives people an excuse. So like why don't we all just try to succeed? And then if we don't, okay. But like why even put that out there? That all that does is give people an excuse. Oh well, I just was destined not to succeed, you know? But yeah, why just let's just try. If you want to. Maybe you don't want to succeed. Maybe you just want to but like if you're going for a certain and when I say success, I don't mean society's version of success, whatever a successful, meaningful, abundant life looks like to you. Why would we not go for that? And then if it doesn't happen, then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess. But like, why would I ever want to be like, yeah, some people just can't make it? I feel like that's just giving me an excuse, and that's also kind of how could I ever know that that was true for someone else? So that low key feels like I'm talking down to somebody. Because maybe the people who don't seem like they're succeeding in life, maybe they just didn't put in the work. I don't want to be, oh, you were just destined to be a loser, or whatever words people might use. Um, so yeah, I don't think that's anything I would ever want to know. Alvin, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alvin Anthony coming through, Super Chat Squad coming through heavy. Thank you. Hey Tim, one of my deal breakers are masculine women with tattoos. I love feminine, soft-spoken women, which are hard to find. Do you agree or disagree? You try to get me in trouble. No, I'm joking. I will be honest with you. I love masculine women with tattoos, but I also love feminine, soft-spoken women. So I told you, I run the gambit. Like I'll watch the world's strongest woman and be like, dang, she fine. I'm being serious. I'll watch CrossFit and be like, I'll watch women bodybuilding. I'm like, bruh, Julia Mesrandino. And she got tattoos, everything. But I also watch other things. For example, there's a reaction channel I watch called Foreign Girls React, and one of the girls is so soft spoken, and she's so feminine and so genteel. I'm like, oh, take me now. So like for me, I don't agree or disagree. Like I said, if she fine, she fine. Like there's no, I really don't have a like deal breaker as far as like body or all that type stuff. Like I just, if she fine, she fine. But I respect. There's nothing wrong with having a deal breaker. Like that's just who you are. I always wonder like what. This is what fascinates me about attraction. What makes that your deal breaker? Were you just born that way? Did a muscular woman steal your bike when you were saying? I'm just messing with you, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very. I ask people like, what attracted you to your husband? What attracted you to like? Because I'm so curious about attraction. Like, how do we just some stuff where it's like, nah, that ain't me. I can't do it. Where did that come from? Was that just like in your DNA? You were just destined to like short women or like tall women or like thick women. You know what I mean? Was Drake just destined to like thick women? Why does he love thick? You mean like I'm fascinated by that. So I don't know. Yeah, you know me. I masculine tattoos, soft spoken, no tattoos. If she fine, she fine. Yeah, no. Thank you for the love, Alvin. And that's a great question. That's a great question. Thank you. Facts, Angela. We I think, especially on the internet, yes, so many people trying to, with these little tricks and yeah, I think at the end of the day, be yourself. How you doing, baby? Oh, that was satire. Oh, okay, okay. Well, here's the thing. There's no way of knowing if someone writes something, we're gonna assume they mean it. So like, there's no way of like, you got to put a wink. You got to put this is satire. Like there has to be a way for us to know you're joking because like we don't know you. Like, you like it's hard on the internet to know somebody's joking, right? Or sometimes people just say crazy stuff. You got to remove it. Baby Tig Tig. I've been on the YouTubes since like 2011, I think. 2011, 2012. Oh, Lene says you can be strong mentally, tattooed, and soft spoken. Which is that's the thing too. Like you can have all different things and all this once again. So it makes women so fascinating. All the different packages. Okay, saved. What up? Loves being single at 45. Never settle. Let's go. Hashtag never settle, gang. No, Cloud. I'm the same. I can tell you this because other people, if you ever ask someone, they will tell you this. I'm telling you, I'm the same person in real life. Now, I will say this: if you meet me in real life, I probably won't talk about a lot of the stuff we're talking about. Like I'm not gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, the universe is abundant." You know what I mean? Like in real life, we just talk about whatever we're talking about. But so I've had other people say this. So and yeah, I don't know have anybody else to be like. what would I be in real life? And I know some people do change or they are different, but like I don't have I'm not really smart enough to have a have a separate in person. You know what I mean? And typically, I think the people who are different on the internet in real life, they're like trying to sell you something or put this image. So their online thing will be something. My online presence is just I'm just sitting in a room talking. Like I'm not trying to pretend I'm anything special or so like I think that's why I am the same person because like I got nothing to fake. Like I'm sitting in an empty room. Like I don't have a car. I've been single since 2014. Like I don't have, you know what I mean? Like there's no hype. I'm not, like so like what would change? Like I would have to be trying to sell a different image online and like, I don't know if I'm smart enough to do that. Oh, Rick, I never got into graphic novels. Not really. Not really. No. Sonic or Mario? Sonic. Thank you, Lene. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you saying. I was waiting. No, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Thank you, Lene. Lene has met me in real life. We're actually friends. So, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I don't have anything else to. Jose knows a girl that has tattoos and muscles. Okay. Okay. Who do you think you can learn more about life and success from, Chris Rock or Will Smith? I'm gonna say both. Like, I think you can learn different things from different people. I don't think there's level. There might be levels, but I think that differs. I might learn more from one person than you might. Somebody that I might learn a ton from, you might get nothing just because like that's not your teacher. You know what I mean? So I think everyone has something to teach, even if it's what not to do. I've got a really good friend, I'm telling you, and this is not shading him at all. He shows me what not to do, which actually kind of bothers me because I'm like, bro, like you've done so much for me. Please stop doing this stuff. But it teaches me not to do it. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't think you can. I personally couldn't pick two people and be like, I think that person has more to do. Like we all learn from different teachers. Like we all have different life experiences that people can learn from. You know, Chris Rock can tell you what it feels like to get smacked in the face in front of the whole world. Will Smith can tell you what it feels like to lose your mind and smack somebody in front of the whole world. But it's different perspectives. So I don't know if you ever could look at two people like, oh, you can learn more from him. Like Planter, I don't do favorites. But we had some good times in 2025. Yeah, we had some good times. That's some good times. Got to hang out with good friends. That's always a big deal for me. The people I love, to get to see them, spend time with them, like that's what it's about. And since I don't have like a partner or kids or anything like that, I think it means even more to me because like they're all I got. So aside from like my real family, so it's always a big deal when I get to see my friends. Yeah. Yeah, retired 2019. Hopefully, we learn from them because we're gonna go through them. So you know what I mean. So like, hopefully, we learn from them. Cow, I definitely think it is a human thing. I don't think that makes it bad. I don't. I think animals they go off instinct, so they probably don't have a type. As humans, we don't solely go off instinct, so some people have a type. Like something being a human construct doesn't mean it's wrong. Sometimes things that are human constructs we try to make bigger than humans, then I think it's a little weird. But if we're just talking about humans getting up with other humans, I think things being a human construct is fine. Like, I mean, but at the end of the day, too, like Think about. I give you an example. Um, to this day, to this day, I'll remember this girl. Her name was Carolee Lillenquist. She was my first crush ever in life. Carolee Lillenquist. I forget all kinds of stuff. I will remember that girl's name to the day I die. This was like first grade, kind of elementary school, like first grade, second something, till the day I die. There was something about that girl that like 6-year-old Tim just found attractive. I think that was just genetic DNA. Like I hadn't lived long enough to, have ingested societal views. And I was 6 years old. So obviously there is something like innate in us that draws us to people. I don't know. You know what I mean? I was 6. We're kids, but I was just like, oh, you know. So I maybe it's part of the whole humans have to, to fill the earth and subdue it. I don't know, but so yeah, I just bring that up to say obviously there has to be like some things that like is not we're sometimes I think we do as we get older start to feed into societal things and like different body types or the right type and all that. But like we all had crushes when we was kids before we really got programmed by all that. I think it's just a natural thing. Ricky likes Italians. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Like, why is that? What is it about Italian women you like? You like them before you even know they were Italian. Interesting. Stuff like that's fascinating to me. Life is amazing. It is what it should be. He said the first and last name is how you know it's real. I'm telling you, I will be on my deathbed and I won't recognize anybody. No, I'm just saying that. But like I'll be, what's your name? I'm like, I don't know. They was like, who's your first crush? I'm like, Carolee Lillenquist. Like, where were you born? I don't remember. What are you doing here? Naked at the Whole Foods? I don't know. Why are you naked on the dairy aisle at Whole Foods? I don't remember. Who's your first crush? Carolee. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just one of the weird things. Honestly, would like to see her now. But this was Florida, so you never know. Man, turn out rough sometimes in Florida. Yeah, why? Next time I see Lee, we got to go to Whole Foods to take a picture. Next time I see him, we got to go to Whole. He's another one of my friends. I got to next time I see him, we're gonna have to go to Whole Foods to take a picture if he's sober. Last time I saw him, he was trying to hide his beer under the park bench. I saw it. Lee, if you watch this, I'm clouding you. Hide his beer under the park bench. That's my guy, though. We still hung out. I didn't judge. Oh, I haven't been to Winco in a while. Like I love Winco though. I wish they was on Uber Eats. I love Winco, but I haven't been in a while. Just where I was at for the summer, there wasn't one. So and where I'm at now, there is one, but it's a ways away. So without if I had a car, I'd be there every day probably. But yeah, without a car, it's just kind of all the way across town. So, but I love Winco. Well, Antoinette said my crushes had dimples. Ow, okay. See, that's another thing. What is it about a dimple that makes you be like, oh, we can't explain this stuff. It just is. One of my ex-girlfriends, I tell the story all the time. Whenever she would say, the thing is, just the way her mouth moved when she said it drove me crazy. The thing is, those 3 words. She'd be like, the thing is, I'm like, oh. She'd be like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know why when you say that, it just drives me crazy. She's like, what are you talking about? Then she started trying to use it whenever she wanted money. Anyway, but just something, the way her mouth moved when she said that drove me absolutely crazy. What is that? What is that? I don't know. It's just like, Tim, you're just weird. Don't act like y'all haven't had little things like that about people. The thing is, yeah, she started trying to use it. I was like, no, hold on. I should have never told you. I should have never told you. Hmm. No one with dimples is ugly? How do you know? Well, no one's ugly. Mom taught me that young. Nobody's ugly. They just might not be attractive to you. Nobody's ugly. You know, and that was something that I appreciate. As I get older, the more I appreciated it. Um, but I was, yeah, that was something mom taught me very young, which is like no one's ugly. So like, don't use that term with anybody. Like you just may not find them attractive, but who are you? You're judge, jury, and executioner on ugly? No, like nobody's ugly. If you say somebody's attractive, say they're attractive. That don't mean you got to go the other direction. And be like that person's ugly. Like it's a very smart woman, my mom. Like apparently Lene too. See, Angela, you went to your first HEB and Bucky's, and I've never been to Bucky's. I've never been to Bucky's. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. I don't know if I was adorable at 6. I'm telling you, I was always been a. Teachers loved me, but didn't want me in their class. Can you imagine me at an elementary school, even at that age? You just not finna tell me like like as a teacher, you want all the kids that just listen and I've never been the kid who just listened and like I'll do my work. I was always smart, but there's always something with him. To this day, it's always something with me. Teachers will tell you that, employers will tell you that, ex-girlfriends will tell you it's always something with him. Now, I think my ex-girlfriends were similar. At least my last one was. She was similar, so that wasn't a problem. But like people, it's always something with him. Like you have to. He can't. I mean, it's not always bad, but like I'm always different. Oh, glad you like the shirts, Giselle. Yeah, Angela, you couldn't tell me not to get no, 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 no. I mean, I've just got to the point where like, and you get to the point as an adult, you realize you don't know everything. As a kid, you genuinely think you know everything. I'm like, as an adult, I know I don't know everything, but sometimes I don't want to listen. Right? As a kid, I genuinely thought. Can you imagine me as a teenager? I genuinely thought I knew just enough to think I knew everything. I knew just enough to think I knew everything. You couldn't tell me nothing as a teenager. I'm 14. But I was listening. Okay, to my credit, I was listening to the things you were telling me that I knew you were wrong about. And then later in life, I'm like, oh yeah. And it just keeps happening. You're like, oh yeah. I guess, oh yeah, I guess. Oh, that's when you get humble to the point. It's like, I don't know nothing, bro. I don't understand. All this could be wrong. What do I know? How do you do it feeling lonely and unwanted? Freedom, that's heavy. And I don't know if that's something anyone could say, you know, in a few sentences or over the course of a few minutes and like change that. You know what I mean? Like that's some real heavy like life stuff. And people will always have quick answers. Do this, do that, do this, do that. I honestly don't know if you're genuinely feeling not wanted. Uh honestly, I feel like something something doesn't have to it doesn't have to be outside of your control, but I think a lot of times sometimes we're feeling not wanted when we actually are wanted. So if that's the case, what usually happens, I think, is we start to appreciate the people who actually want us. But like if someone's in a situation where there's genuinely like nobody and you are alone and it doesn't seem like anybody wants you, what usually changes, I think, in a scenario like that is like someone comes along. And the beautiful thing is we live in an abundant universe where tomorrow you could meet someone and that's your person. best friend, partner, father figure, mother figure. Um, so the good news, no matter what, is that like those feelings can change. But as far as I think everybody's path is so different and everybody's life is so different, I wouldn't feel comfortable just being like, "Oh, do this, and you won't feel lonely, not wanted anymore," because like that's real stuff, and like somebody can't just tell you in like 30 seconds something that's gonna change that. Prayers, I will end the stream. Prayers, seriously, because I feel that. I feel that. So hopefully it changes soon for you. We're gonna pray for that. We're gonna manifest that. So Uncle's out of record. Yeah, I give my parents props for dealing with me. I was. mm. Yeah, yeah, Ricky. Is that what it's called? Okay, okay. There's a what is that Zen saying? It's basically like when I was young, I thought mountains were mountains and rivers were rivers. When I got older, I thought there was more to mountains and rivers, and then it's like now that I'm old, I know mountains are mountains and rivers are rivers. So it's kind of similar. Like, we get to an age and we're learning some stuff and we think, oh, it's all, and then like at the end of the day, like actually, it's right here, yeah. Which honestly, I believe I'm always saying that like we're never more enlightened than when we're kids. I think when we're very small children, we know exactly what life is, and then we go through our whole life, and then when we're in our golden years, we understand it again. We get back to it. It's just a circle. Like it's just a circle. Like we're born knowing, and then we all this other stuff happens, and we go through life, and we da 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 da, we da, 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 and then we're sitting on a porch at 90, and we look at life exactly like we did when we were one. Yeah, you know. At least I think that's what's going to happen. But I don't know. I'm smack dab in the thinking I know everything. So when I get to 90, it might actually be something totally different. Angela, in another reality, I would love to be a lawyer. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I would be a good lawyer. Closing statements? No. I sit and like practice closing statements. No, I would be. Like a defense lawyer, like in another reality, a Tim that doesn't have the same moral code and principles. I'm telling you, I would be a great defense lawyer. I'd be so paid. I'd get people off all the time. I'd be one of those. Don't tell me if you did or not. I don't care. I'm paid to get you off. Pause. Um, all you have to do, reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt. Create reasonable. That's the name of the game. Reasonable doubt. I know it's more than that, but like reasonable doubt. I can do that. Yeah, exactly. You know, none of this actually matters. Your Honor, he's overruled. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh. Angela, thank you. I'll tell you, my buddy Jarvis Glenn taught me how to debate, taught me how to argue in like high school. And a lot of it was watching him. You know, he was the one who taught me you don't have to you don't have to prove you're right. You just have to prove the other person wrong. Same in the courtroom. I don't have to prove my client is innocent. I just have to disprove what you're saying about him being guilty. If I'm arguing, I'm looking for I'm not trying to convince you I'm right as much as I'm looking for loopholes in what you're saying. Because like once I show everyone you're wrong, I win. Like I don't even have to. I win by default. I don't even have to prove my thing. I just have to prove you're wrong. There's only two of us arguing. If you're obviously wrong, well then I'm better than you, even if I haven't proven 100% what I'm saying. So, like, well, I'm gonna sit there and spend all the time trying to convince you when you don't believe me. Why not just like prove you wrong? And all it takes is one slip up on your part, which is good because most people have no clue what they're talking about. So most people are just parroting back what other people told them. I just have to listen long enough to slip up. And then I'm like, wait a second. Then I got you. Life is fun, man. I'm telling you. Till you come up with someone else who knows that, and you're playing the same game. ROTC Consulting. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. From San Diego. What up, Rob? I might be out that way later, sometime next year to visit. Pause that last. Yeah, you can't pause the judge. The judge says something, you're like, pause. Token. I don't really like to. We talk about a lot of stuff, you know. We don't talk about controversial stuff though. But yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff. I think the overarching topic of this channel is freedom. I would say that. No clue. Probably don't want to know. Probably don't want to know. I do want to. What do I want for dinner? Don't want dinner. Don't order some dinner. I said I would start the stream and then I would see how I was feeling it. No, I'm not going to Google it. I promise you. I respectfully, I don't care enough. Um, let's see. Sorry, I'm on my phone to see if I want to order some food. See how long it would take to get here. That's a while, bro. I'm not giving y'all $1.49 for priority. No, we're not doing that. Nope. We're not doing that. Nope. Hey, Pro Humanity, what up? What up? Good to see you. No, not DoorDash. It's Uber Eats. It's just because it's snowing. Like it's genuinely like I would much rather be walking to the store every day, but like it's snowing. So like, yeah, trust me, it bothers me. Yeah, Angela, you knew that was coming. Anytime someone's like, I want to talk about something controversial, they're about to get blocked. They're even if you say no, they're gonna go in. So I was just waiting. Need a scooter or you? No, I'm good. Like you can't drive a scooter in this weather either. Like I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be one wheel or scooter and nah on these Montana streets. Yeah, I knew you was eyeing it too, Angela. I already. I knew, I knew you was eyeing it too. But I just have an idea in my head of like what food cost, and they be adding these. I was about to order some Buffalo Wild Wings, and they added a $10 fee. No, we're not doing that. Nope, 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 nope. Watch me end up getting Papa John's, bro. It's buy one get one free. Yeah, Montana is beautiful. Like especially in the spring and well, we don't really get spring, but in the summer, yeah, Montana is beautiful. It really is. Hang on one second, folks. What did I get? I need, 1 second, folks. I'm trying Yeah. I'm still here. That's better. Okay, yeah, we can do that. All right. Oh, but that's not what. No, no, no. What? Okay. We want Papa John's. Why not? See, Angela's been here. Montana's cool. Good scooter. I mean, I wouldn't doubt there's good scooter trails and Billings in the summer. I don't know about the wintertime. I'd be nervous to be on a scooter when it's icy out there. James, I travel solo. I'll admit, and really I want to work on this. I'm not good at meeting people when I travel, and I want to get better. I'm gonna get better at that. It's just the introvert in me. So I definitely want to start meeting people when I travel. Comedy shows in the 80s I was watching. I didn't really watch a lot of TV in the 80s because mom didn't let us have a TV. So yeah, I don't know 80s comedy shows. I'm trying to think if there's any I've went back and watched. I watch a lot of stuff from like the 60s and 70s and then like the 90s. What are some 80s shows? I don't know. I think 90s was when I really started getting into shows. Iceman said, I want to quit my job. I'm a teacher and I'm feeling like I'm unmotivated. Any life advice? Go for it. I mean, if and once again, easier said than done. Um, but like the answer is right there. You want to get your job. So like I would just if teaching currently isn't doing it for you, and here's part of it too. Um, Sometimes we get into fields and like for a while they're working and they're giving us what we need, and then like things change. Maybe the job changes, maybe the school changes, maybe you've changed, grown, So if it's just like, hey, currently being a teacher isn't motivating me. I think the next question is like, what do I think would motivate me in this chapter of my life? What do I want to do? I mean, it's actually pretty cool, you know? And like if we look at life very linear and we're just like, I gotta pick one thing and do it. When it comes time to maybe change, we get kind of, I was, but if you think like, oh, okay, like this isn't working for me. It's nobody, it's nothing wrong with that. Because I was about to say it's nobody's fault. It could be, but the environment, people around you, whatever, the kids. It's just like, hey, nothing wrong with that. It's just I'm just not feeling motivated as a teacher. What would bring me the motivation I want? Like what is something I would be motivated to do? And then we can just start heading in that direction. Might take a while, might happen quickly, but like, you know, that's what life is about. Just kind of identifying new things we want to do or try. And then you might try something else and you're like, yeah, this ain't it either. Or you might try something else like, oh man, this feels good for a while. The next 10 years you do that. My only advice would be to just, yeah, next step, what do I think I would rather do? Especially if, like you said, the stress is spilling over with your family, like if it's getting problematic, it's just a matter of figuring out where you want to transition to. Leo, how you doing? Oh, there's trails for the winter for scooters. Okay, okay, respect, respect. What up, Mason? Trying to be yourself around people different from you can be a battle. What advice can you give? I'm gonna be honest, Cloud. I just be myself. If they like I don't. There's nothing. If they don't like it, I can't. You know. I'm just me. So if I'm around other people and we just don't. Like I want them to be them. I mean, there's people I'm around and they're being themselves, and I don't really rock with them being themselves. But I respect it. They're them. You know, we may never be friends, but like I think a lot of sometimes we're trying to change ourselves so that other people will like us, and then it becomes a struggle. But if it's just like, hey, this is who I am, this is all I can be, or all I'm gonna be, then there's really no struggle. Like you just have to put up with the other people as long as you got to put up with them. But like, there's no, it's uncomfortable. But like, if I mean, what else can you do? Change is definitely good. Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, that'd be funny. I mean, I've had my DoorDash delivery person recognize me before. That was interesting. That's why my name on the stuff, my name on like DoorDash is not my real name. You know, yeah, I don't put my even on Uber, like it's not my full name or whatever. Like after that, nah, that was scary. Somebody just like show up at your house and knows you. Oh, hey, he's like, oh, it's Tim. My wife watches you all the time. Good to see you. I was like, this is getting crazy. So that's when I started doing the leave it at your door. Because before I was like, hand it to me. You have the option. Before I was like, hand it to me. Like I want to see the person bring. After that, it was leave at the door, and then I would always wait till the person left to go out and pick it up. I still do that now. Tell you this internet stuff. People be saying, Tim, you paranoid. I'm like, bro, you ain't had nobody come to your house and know you that you don't know, bring you DoorDash. And you living in a trailer. Back then I was living in a trailer park in Montana. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't know. It was nuts. But the dude was cool. There was no problem. But I don't know. Hey, primate, go for it. That'd be my advice. You think about working at Yellowstone, go for it. People will tell you I don't really when people have goals and things they're trying to do, I don't really have a ton of like if they ask me a specific question, hey, blah blah blah. But as far as like overall advice, it's always pretty much gonna be like go for it. Like because most of the things, the day in and day out stuff, you'll pick it up. You one of the hardest thing about going to work in Yellowstone this summer will be going to work in Yellowstone this summer. You know what I mean? The doing all the steps that lead up to it. That's the hardest part. That's why I'm always just like, hey, just do it. Stick with it, do it. Once you get to Yellowstone, oh, that you'll figure the rest everything else out. But the hardest part is the getting to Yellowstone, going through all the steps to do it and actually going. So that's why I'm always like, hey, just do it. Just do it. So Yellowstone's amazing, man. To wake up inside, to live and wake up every morning inside a national park for the summer, amazing, amazing. I only did it for a month or two, and it was amazing. Mike 01 Davis, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. So you know where I live. Leave my daughters at the yeah, hey, yeah. It's yeah, man. That one was yeah. Yeah, I know that one was weird. Super Chat Squad, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you're good. Hope the fam's good. Always good to hear from you. Thank you for that continued support, man. Um, yeah, for now on, I'm just like leave it at the door, like because you don't. Once again, you don't think about these things. You don't think anyone's ever going to recognize you. So it's just like, oh, hand me my DoorDash. I like it. Nope. After that, I was like, nah, leave it at the door. I don't need people. You block somebody one day and then now they know where you stay. I don't need none of that. Yeah, just leave it at the door. Leave it at the door. What did I hear? Yeah, I'm just like, leave it at the door. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the love. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man. It's. I was thinking the other day. I was like, man, it's an amazing world because I wasn't having a bad day, but I was thinking about a lot of stuff. I was like, it's an amazing world where I can get my food delivered to me, and like if I need to ride somewhere, so there's always somebody. You know what I mean? I was like, my lifestyle would be so much harder 20 years ago. You know, being car free was so much harder probably 20 years ago. I'm like, man, if I need a ride, I just someone comes and gets me. If I need food, and I don't want to go out in that blizzard, someone will bring it. I'm like, man, life is good, bro. Even though a lot of times I'm aggravated with the price, I'm like, at least you ate. Hey, Faith, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Glad you're enjoying the videos. I don't do much cooking, pro humanity. I mean, I put stuff in the air fryer. I'll chef it up in the air fryer, but I don't really like cook. So you got a friend who worked for a company 1 year, was promoted to supervisor. She got a dollar raise, but she doesn't like it. It's more work and responsibility. What should she do? Um, I mean, I personally would see about getting my old job back. Like, did she like her old job that she did for a year? I mean, I would go in there and I would go in there and ask, "Hey, I took this promotion. I appreciate the raise, but it's just more work and responsibility than I'm trying to do. That I'm trying to deal with. What can we do here? You know, I don't want to leave the company, but I don't think I'm be able to do this job long term. Is there any way I could get my old job back? I'm willing to stay in this position till you find a replacement, but like it's just not something I want to do. And I think if your friend is doing a good enough job that they promoted her, I think they would want to keep her. So like they might be like, sure, give us a couple months or whatever, and we'll give you your old job back. But I would just go tell them. You know, I think a lot of times and who knows, but like I think sometimes we assume that like bosses or companies aren't going to like our ideal, and sometimes they're fine with it. But and I'm learning this in life. You have to communicate. You can't assume people just know. So I would just tell them like it's not working. What can we do here? Ben, you're welcome. You're welcome. Faith said, "Let's go hiking." I'm in Montana. I'm in Montana. Yeah, Angela. We heat some stuff up. We heat stuff up. We microwave, air. I try not to microwave really, but air fryer, whatever. Thank y'all for the reactions over there on the side too. I always forget to say that. Likes looking good, numbers looking good. Thank y'all for that. Billings, okay. Man, Bill, I don't hear a ton of good things about Billings. People in other cities don't that I've been in don't really like Billings, but I'm sure Billings has its great areas. But I've only driven like through Billings on the highway, and it's not the best view. But I'm sure Billings has some really cool. Like I'm being genuine. I'm sure Billings is awesome in its awesome parts. But when I'm in Bozeman, if you say Billings, they're like, oh, especially if you're Big Sky and you say Billings, people are like, where is that? But if you're in Bozeman, you say they're like, oh. But I don't. I've only driven through it. Maybe I'll go one day. Faith, I think it's either 6 or 7 years. I think it's 7, but I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't put good English money on. It's 6 or 7 years. I think it's 7 because I think it was 2018, but I'm genuinely forgetting. So it's 7 years, 6 years. It doesn't matter. It's what we don't drink anymore. But yeah, I mean that's why you rarely hear me. I don't know if in a video I'm ever been like in live streams I might say it, but like I don't think I've ever said in a video. And even then it's because someone asked me typically. I don't really mention numbers and dates and all that because like I just don't drink anymore. So you know. Um, I don't pro humanity. I mean, I'm sure there's some Door Dashers who have dirty cars, and I'm sure there's some who have immaculate cars. You know, I honestly have to say most of the cars I've seen, because there have been times when I've been at places where like when I was in Estes Park, you kind of had to go out and get your food from the person, and like most of them were clean, decent looking people, and their cars were okay. You know, some I'll admit there was a couple I'm like, ugh, I don't even know if I want to eat these French fries now. But most of the time, I didn't have a problem. You know, your friends live in Butte. You don't think people care for it? Oh, Butte tonight. All these Billings, Bozeman, Butte. Yeah, I want to go to Butte too. See what it's like. Oh well, I mean, to pro humanity, it might depend on where you at. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, I mean, the DoorDash cars in Cleveland. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Nice, Faith. Nice. Oh well, I mean, shout out to the 15 years. Cooking is the way out of the matrix. I mean, I'm all right. I'm good. Like, I don't. I'm chilling. We ain't hurting none. John, how you doing? Hey, 133 official. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, good to see you. Thank you, thank you. Abundance is in the building. It's been a minute. How you been? I appreciate the twos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good to see you. Billings has exceptionally friendly people. Oh, that's good to know. Especially now, Fuzzy. Like, I really want to go to Billings and visit, just because I thought of all the times I've been like, I don't know, I've never been, so I should probably go. I should take my own advice and not judge a city till I go. I'm going to Billings one day. It says, do you have to be solely reliant and be responsible for life? So when you go out there on your own with not much help, you can handle yourself because the world's a tough place. Um, that's not the worldview I have. Now it's always great to be able to do it on your own, right? But there is help out there. You know, this idea of like no one's gonna save you. You're always on your own. That might be some people's reality, but like it doesn't have to be. So I pray to like remember to always help others and to be open to receiving help and help to be there when I need it. So like, I just don't the world is the world, but there's a lot of cool, awesome, amazing people in it that are willing to help. And that's one thing I learned from my travels is my food's here. You can be in a city and you don't know anybody, and something happen, and a total stranger, who you would be the last person you think would help you, might pull up. Hey, let me change that tire for you. Let me give you directions. Let me do you this. Um, and the more you see that, I think the more you realize, like most people are decent people. These days, maybe because we're all so scared of everyone else, we're a little more hesitant. But it's been my experience that like there's good people out there and most people want to help other people, you know. Hang on one second. Hey, hey, how's it going? Pizza's here. What? 123 official. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Did I see that Netflix bought Warner Brothers for 85 billion? No, I didn't see that. Hold on. Let me see that. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know why that is so crazy? Because like most of us remember, thank you, Super Chat Squad. I went like this. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Most of us remember when there was no Netflix. So for them to come out and like bought, but we Warner Brothers was here when we was born. So like for them to have bought, that's crazy. Wow, thank you for telling me that. I had no clue about that. Wow. Maybe we can get some good DC movies now. I'm happy about it. Samantha, how you doing? Has been a minute. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Crocheted blankets. I vaguely remember that live stream, Ricky. Rick, excuse me. Vaguely. I do a lot of streams. I kind of remember that. I think I vaguely remember that. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, Faith. Like really. Glad the videos have been helpful. What up, Savannah? Late. You late. Exactly, yeah, RJ. Like and like I said, I think we're more reserved these days because like a lot of times, like I think we want to help, but a lot of times people are like I ain't gonna help that person. They might do something to me. You know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, yeah, we're social creatures. We can't help it. We like to be helpful. We like to be helpful. You know, um, and so yeah, the ideal is put out there of no one's gonna save you, no one's gonna help you. It's a tough world, and like if you see it that way, it's probably gonna be that way. But I'm always just like, and here's the thing too. The back end of that is if you're like, oh, it's a dog eat dog world, then you don't help anybody. And then obviously you're gonna think a lot of times we think people are like us. So if I've been taught to kind of like not be helpful, I'm gonna assume everybody else isn't helpful. But if we do the opposite and we're like, I don't care what everybody else does, I'm gonna help people. I'm gonna look out for people. Then not only will the people who are like that be drawn to you, but then you'll understand that like, oh, obviously there's other people who feel the same as me, you know? And so I think that's allows us to see like, oh, it's not all, bad and no one's helpful and you got to do it all on your own. It's like, no, if I wake up every day and I'm like, hey, if I see somebody in need of something, I got them. Well, then obviously there's other people the same way. So when I'm in need, someone will probably have me, you know. No, I'm not about to eat on screen, Lene. No, 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 not today, not today, not that pizza. I got pepperoni. I just got pepperoni pizza, Angela, because it was buy one get one free. So yeah, I just got pepperoni. Is Redbox still around? That's a good question. Oh, HBO Max. I didn't think about that. Q Rocks. What if they just morph that into? Actually, I would like that if they morph that into Netflix. I would actually like that. That I need better DC movies. I need better. You know how much money I used to spend on DC comic books and Marvel, but DC comic books, and then they lose the movie war. I can't. I can't. DC will rise again. I want some open mouth kissing in my Uber. Oh, what? Sorry, I said that out loud. Did I say that out loud? Did I say that out loud? I don't know. Once again, pro humanity. I think it kind of depends on where you are, where people are Ubering and DoorDashing. Canadian Football League fan. What up? I had to say the whole name because it's original. Pro humanity. I'm gonna break this down. The reason currently, all summer, I never Uber Eats or DoorDash or nothing. The reason I'm currently doing it is because it's snowing and it's icy outside and it's cold, and I don't feel like walking to the store. When the weather's better, I'll be walking to get my food like I always have been. That's the only reason I'm doing it now. If even if I was walking to get my food and wasn't depending on Uber Eats, I still wouldn't be cooking. I would be air frying. So, like, that the cooking has nothing to do. I'm just ordering food through Uber Eats because it's cold outside. When it's not, I'll be walking to the store every day like I do all the time, but I'm still not gonna be cooking. I'll just be air frying, respectively. Okay, you know what? Yep. I'm done. Nope, 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 no. Y'all know me. Like when I get people telling me what to do. It gets to a point where it bothers me. I have to get rid of them. Like, why do you why do you care? Okay, moving on. Samantha, I'm in Montana still. Ty coming through, gonna stay single forever. Hey, every stream, I respect it. Let us know. Let us know. Princess, thank you. Princess P, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, you know me well, Angela. I just don't like we can have opinions, but like why are you harping on something and like jumping on like I'm sorry, I can get Uber Eats. Sorry. Like I'm mad I have to, low key, but like how long have I been on the internet saying I don't cook? But that's the way out of the matrix? Okay. No. Yes, right. Hey, Wilkins, what up? What up? How you doing? Hey, 133 said, I'm gonna buy some Netflix stocks, order some pizza. Let's go. I didn't think about that. I wonder what that's gonna do for the share price. Does Netflix pay a dividend? Curious or curious. I'm gonna look into that tonight. Thank you, 133. Thank you, Super Chat Squad. I appreciate those twos. I genuinely do. Thank you. Hmm. Maybe I'll get some Netflix stock and some Papa John stock. No, I'm joking. Um, do I feel led more by logic or emotion? I would say these days, emotion, probably, if I had to pick between the two. Yeah. Yeah, probably emotion these days. Just because like I don't know if logic is life. Emotion is a natural part of life. Logic, I think sometimes can make you too cold. Like I don't want to live a logical life. I want to live a life that makes me happy. Happiness is an emotion. So I think I would go more with emotion. And I don't think I think we've kind of been taught, especially men, that that's kind of a negative thing. Oh, you're letting your emotions get the best of you, as opposed to what? So yeah, I think I'd go more emotion. Thank you, Bella. So enjoy yourself. You deserve. I do. And I'm gonna keep chugging water. I just don't understand why like people get so kind of like bothered by things other people do. Whatever works for you, do it. However you want to eat your food, do it. You know what I mean? Like I just like bro, like people who cook great. Maybe one day I'll find me a woman that does. Ooh, that'll solve all of it. I just hand her the money. Hey, how much you need for grocery money? And I'll wash dishes. I'll pay for it and I'll wash the dishes. That's fair. I'll clean the whole kitchen. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for all the food, clean the whole kitchen. I just can't cook it. Now, she'll probably get tired because all I'm gonna want is like chicken wings, lasagna, and steak. See, I got this new recipe for I didn't pay for that. No. I didn't. Carmel, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Okay. 133 official getting some love. People checking the channel out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and that is part of it, Carmel. Well, I always say like I'll eat vegetables when people make me. If I'm over somebody's house, when I was dating, yeah, I eat vegetables. Because she's like, I cooked that. You know, no, she wouldn't say I cooked that. You're gonna eat it, but her eyes said I cooked that. You'll eat it. Um, if I said no to the vegetables, then later there was gonna be another no, probably because she cooked them. Anyway, I'm slightly exaggerating, but you know what I mean. If other people cook vegetables, I'll eat them. But I got salad in there. By the way, I got salad in there because I'm gonna live to be in my 90s. I am trying to eat a little better. Disregard the pepperoni pizza today, but I got salad in there. I've been eating salad the last couple days. My air fryer go-to meal, steak. Yeah, I eat a lot of steak and sausage. Yeah, it'd be cool if I had a dark wood, starry sky campfire with a tent background. That was very detailed. Possibly. You think that'd be cooler than my white wall? Good to see you too, Carmel. Bro, Ricky, that'd be amazing. Or a woman who plays basketball. Yeah, my last girlfriend, she was what up, Chrissy? Yeah, she was she, yeah, she's a master of the look. I'm like, I'm grown. You can't give me the look. She's like, nah, I joke, I joke. Exactly. Cleaning kitchen, like I will like, y'all know me, I clean. So like, I that's one thing I would do. Like my ex girlfriend, she would like go somewhere, I clean the house, I clean her house. She come back, whole house clean. Not saying it wasn't, it was crazy before, but like was a better cleaner than her. Like I clean for a living, so like I clean the whole place, bam, spotless. I do stuff like that. Yeah, they can't clean. That- In Dark Conception, I think you're right. And like I've noticed that over the years. Like, yeah, I think you'll see what kind of triggers people. Um, and I mean, I think we all have our things. Uh, I just don't put them in the comment section on the internet, but respect to people who do. But it is curious to like, it's all human behavior. So it is enlightening to see that sometimes like someone says this, then all of a sudden a person just out of nowhere starts going in and just has to be right about this thing. And like you can kind of backtrack, oh, this is what the actual issue is, right? This other person's comment right here, and they said this, and then now they have to, it's almost never me. It's something else. And like us discussing it or whatever, like, you know, it but yeah, it's usually something else. But I don't know. It's just, it's all human nature. It's all human nature. Can we go live? What do you mean? We are live. Angel's expressive with her face and eyes get you into trouble. What you be what you be doing with your eyes? Be looking in public, you like what was that? Oh, bro, we not. Oh, Instagram Live, split screen. No, I don't really do. I don't really do that, Faith. Yeah, I don't really do. They used to have a feature on YouTube you could do that, but I don't know if it's still there on your phone. Wilkins, I'll be honest with you. I don't think people like that don't follow the community guidelines. Like I don't. I think people who have comment guidelines get just as many trolls. I could be wrong, but like I don't think trolls stop because you have guidelines. Like if someone's gonna troll you or if somebody gets triggered in the moment, I think it just happens. Like I don't think they're like, oh, you know, or if somebody comes in and they want to talk about something controversial, I think they're gonna. People don't care. I don't know. Maybe it deters some people, but you know, yeah, it's just yeah. Me and Angela got the trolls, but like I mean, some people just come in wanting to start some stuff. But, me and Angela been doing this long enough. That's why like sometimes I'll be laughing because I because like I already know she's someone will I'm like Angela's on it. She's watching. I already know. I already know. I know she sees what like because I'm like this person is gonna be a troll. Like if I had my full beard with that shirt, I'd be driving those mountain women wild. Okay, appreciate you saying that. I mean, I feel like I do I with the half beard, not with that face. But like one of these days, I am gonna find a barber and I'm gonna like get my beard tight, and then I'm gonna dye it just once. I want to dye it just once. But I like the salt and pepper. But one of these days, I do want to get my beard like tight and just see what happens. Just to do it. Then I'll shave it all off. As soon as I get enough, like people, are like, oh, that looks amazing. I'll shave it all off. I don't care. If I were drunk, what would I be doing right now? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Probably, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Probably having a great time. So hey, we gotta go sugarcoat. It's early. It's 8 o'clock. I'd be having a blast. It'd be about like 10, 11 before the bad behavior came out. 8 o'clock? Just got probably ain't even left for the bar yet. It's a Friday night. Yeah, 8 o'clock, we wouldn't even left for the bar yet. We'd be at the crib pre-gaming, getting it in. The bad behavior would come around midnight. I did was it a year you asked about moderating? I mean, time flies, Angela. It'd be seeming like last week, you know? And we appreciate your service. And you don't have to bring up that you had to ask for a year. I'm a very, if I wasn't streaming right now, I've gotten really hooked on watching reaction videos. So yeah, I don't watch as much gameplay anymore. And there's no college basketball games I want to watch. So I'd probably be watching reaction videos. Yeah. Retired when I'll walk to work. So yeah, I walk a lot because I walk to work every day. So yeah, which is sketch sometimes. 123 official. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super chat squad. Thank you, thank you. Let me give you a like on that. Give you some love. So funny you said air fryer. I finally bought one off Timu for under $200 that grills, air fries, and bakes. And it's true. I've been eating steak. I'm telling you, oh, it's so simple. It's so simple in the air fryer. You just preheat it, do what you do to it, drop it in there, flip it, boom, boom. I'm telling you, yeah, game changing. Thank you for the love. Thank you, official. But yeah, I'm telling you, it's air fryer. So you got a decent one from Timu? Okay. But yeah, like air fryers. People told me air fryers game changing. I finally got one. I love it. I love it. I appreciate that love. Thank you. But yeah, retired when I 10. I walk to the. I mean, I walk a lot. So like, I walk to work, and that's kind of part of the reason I don't be wanting to go back out and walk to the store because like I just walked home, and the other day it was like 4 degrees. It's like man, I don't want to go back out, but I think I will start kind of making myself. Actually, what I think I will do is I'll grocery shop for like the week. That's what I'll probably do. I never do that. Y'all know me. I get my food for the day, but I think I'm gonna start like grocery shopping for like the week, and then I'll just have Uber drop me off from the store, and then I won't have this problem. I'm gonna have to start doing that. Um, yeah. Do I miss the Frenches with drunk people? Not really. I mean, I got good friends now, and we don't have to be drunk. So, I had fun when I was drinking, but those days are gone. So I spend very little time reminiscing about those days in a manner of like, oh, I wish I could go back. Like I got friends now. So like, you know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna jump off. Said I would go to like 8 o'clock. It's 8:02. So I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna eat my pizza, enjoy myself. Thank y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Shout out to Angela, world's best moderator. The thumbs uppers, the lurkers, the usual suspects, everybody who came through. Thank y'all so much for the comments, for the thumbs up. Super Chat Squad came through heavy. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. Donating to the Freedom Fund. Yes, we're getting free around here. And your contributions definitely help. So thank y'all so much for that. Prayers for the people we said we're going to say prayers for. And Lene, good luck on your life insurance license exam and practice test. I love each and every one of y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.